Good, good, good.
Let's see, Vasily, he's coming on, I can see.
Hello.
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 Look at those earphones. Wow. Did you get some new earphones?
No, they're old.
Oh, okay.
I have plenty of them.
Oh, good. Good. When do you guys move?
We're planning on October 31st.
Oh, okay. So you got a while yet. Okay.
Yeah, but when you kind of acknowledge, how much shit we've got,
Oh,
you
yeah.
feel like so much overwhelmed.
Oh, I know. It's nice actually when you get all done because for like 3 weeks of your life, you know where everything is.
It's
Oh,
true.
please.
I don't know all those boxes.
We
Well,
have a
Anything.
we have a saying. We have a saying. One move equals two fires.
God.
That's not a good saying. Don't even bring that into.
Right, but I mean
Yeah.
it's metaphorically saying.
I see. Okay. All right. So how's everybody? Good?
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
good as we can be in this crazy world.
It is a crazy world, isn't it? I mean, my God. It's just insane.
Really.
Oh,
awful.
it tires you out,
Yeah, it does.
It does, and you're not doing anything and you're tired.
Yeah.
You
I'm
just
gonna get my phone because
all right.
James might be trying to.
Hey Cindy, hey John.
Hey, Cindy.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I don't
Good.
see Cindy.
She's right there. She's
I don't.
you
Where
don't
is
see?
that? Oh, now I can. Yep.
Okay, James is just coming on, so that's good.
Good.
Hello, hello.
Last person.
Hey, folks.
Hey
Hello.
James.
Hey,
Hey.
hey,
Good to see you.
good
Hey,
to
Jay.
be here.
Is there any way you can get a little more light on your face?
Let me see.
A little
Let
face.
let me work on it a little bit.
Okay.
Well, actually, James, you have a light behind you. Maybe you can turn it off that
Yep.
one so we could see your face.
Let me give that a shot.
Yeah.
If not, I have some. I struggle with light in this room.
Mhm.
But so if I is
Oh,
Yeah,
this
well,
is that's
That's
better.
good. That's
that good? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can see your facial expressions now, so it's tremendously helpful.
Got to have access.
Yes, you do.
There we go.
There you go. Nice work. There you go. So, James, do you know everybody or not?
Let me see.
You know-
No, I have one new face. Who's this?
In the middle, Cindy, probably.
Hi, Cindy. Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
James.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm the new kid till now.
Yeah.
Say it
Now
again?
she's been the new kid until now, she said.
All right. Well, I'm
Yeah, yeah.
happy to grab the torch.
Yeah. Well,
Happy to have you.
Cindy's in Cleveland.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I have one or two fans in Cleveland, so there you go.
Oh,
I
you got a
dig
lot
it.
more than that.
Well, we'll see. All right. So, first of all, I got a note from Cindy saying that her and Vasily had worked on that scene from her favorite play, her lifetime play, The Shadow Box.
Well,
Wow.
yes.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had a really good rehearsal.
And
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
want to work that out. Is there anybody else who has something other than dining room that they want to work out? Because let's do that, and then just focus on catching James up. So and actually, as I looked over the things, Cindy, you don't really have a scene, a duet scene with James anyway in the play. So
Yeah, I do.
do you?
The birthday party.
Oh yeah. You're the
Yeah.
you're the two parents in the birthday party.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Really? Let's see. Where is that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I missed that. I guess I missed that. Okay. All right. Good. So, anybody else have anything they want to work on tonight, or anything they want to say, or anything that they saw in the playback that they want to talk about?
I have, I wanted to run this by you
Sure.
and for everybody. I'm not sure if it would be a not a good thing or a good thing to do. I'm finding like having these scenes, which I love, and having only a week to like try to like coordinate with everybody, and
Right.
everybody's schedule is like all crazy like mine.
Right.
So I don't know if this would work out, and the continuity would be broken by, and I don't know how anybody else feels about having the class every other week, so we could like really work on stuff, or that's not, I don't know if that would be a good thing to do.
Well, part of what you're feeling is the confusion of our launch. And so now when I get through tonight, I should have a good idea of how we can complete what we're doing. And should be able to give you a list of 1 or 2 scenes that you'll have to work on for the following week, you know.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So that's good with everybody else, right? As long as we have a schedule of what you're going to do, then you can really focus on that schedule.
Right.
And we were just about to get one, and then we lost dear Eric, and so we were all of a sudden pushed back to square one. So I mean, this week will be catching him up. The next week will be that week we were supposed to have when Eric didn't show up. Then next week will be that week of all the large group scenes with everybody, right?
Oh.
That's because we really haven't done those yet. And so I want to get James caught up on his individual stuff. And then next week we will go into those big, large group scenes. And then after that, I will have a schedule of what we're going to try to accomplish each week.
Right. Uh-oh, I just lost everybody, and I can't, can you see me?
Yeah, I don't see you.
Yeah, my screen just went dark.
Yeah, we just see your name. We don't see you. So
What
don't
the
see
hell
you.
just happened?
Well, try logging on again. It's not like oh, there you are.
Yeah,
But I don't see anybody else.
your audio is, we're hearing you the whole time, but
Yeah.
your videos is stopping and starting.
Shit,
I mean, you're not freezing,
Well,
but
there
it's
you
going.
are.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody.
Why don't you try logging on one more
Yeah,
time?
I'm gonna have to turn my whole computer off because I can't even find the arrow. I'm gonna shut it off right now and come back.
Okay, we'll be looking forward to your return.
Oh, there.
You got it?
There was a number 6 that with a light on.
Don't tell me you had a piece of paper in front of your microphone.
I looked, I swear to God.
James, we spent one whole rehearsal. That sounded like this.
Oh yeah, I know.
We couldn't
It's
figure out
precarious.
what was wrong with her. Okay, so anybody else, based on what they saw on the playback, anybody else, what they want to work on this week, anything at all?
I have been working, I mean, this is specific to one of my scenes,
Uh-huh.
but working with Cindy on the Helen Sarah scene.
Oh, good.
And you
Yeah.
had said, don't look around the room, you know, like this.
Yeah, that big. Yeah.
So I can look around the room, but just very minutely.
Yeah. And what I was trying to get to you is to try to use movement a little bit to create the character and just create a stillness in her, so that, you know, that she's just sort of and is not, because the other character is so animated and so off.
Right.
And I just think on Zoom, I think that's going to work really effectively.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have to look a little bit because all of the lines.
Oh,
are
of
about
course.
the-
Well, yeah. And it's
Okay,
like,
good.
you know, I mean, and what I'm saying is if you're looking at me now, it's not like, oh, it's
Yeah,
just more like, oh, gee, look.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
exactly.
Good. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, I know. It's, you know, that's what we're going to be involved in is as we get closer to trying to put this up, is how is it best manifested in Zoom? So, you know, that's I mean, really what we're working on, and the whole idea of doing this in the first place was doing multiple characters and really working in that sort of milieu, so that you're changing characters, you're changing little characteristics about themselves. It's a really great, it's a
I'm
great
loving it.
actor. Yeah,
I'm absolutely loving it.
yeah, good. So, you know,
So Cindy and I worked, and so did John and I. So just wanted
Yeah.
to.
okay, okay, good. All right. I mean, I'm based on stuff that we worked on last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Well, let's start out at the very beginning with Anj and James. Oh no, actually, let's do this. Let's do Cindy and Vasily first, okay? Let's do that scene first, so that from then on, if anybody else after they see that, if they want to get something else in, let me know so that I'll
You mean-
know.
You mean the shadow box? You mean the one
Yeah.
we've been working on?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's one. Yeah, she wrote me a note this week and said she really wanted to work on it. All right, that you guys had worked on it very hard, and wanted to see what happened. Okay, good. So for James, you don't know, this is each week we're going to be working on the piece, right? But also
Mhm.
because it's really an acting class as well, and obviously the piece is a practicum for that. If there are individual issues that you want to work on other monologues or anything else, you can also bring that in, and we can spend some time of the 3 hours on that as well.
Okay,
So I just wanted
terrific.
to, leave that open for you so that it doesn't always all have to be this. Okay, let's see what this is. Here we go.
Oh, wait a second. Are we,
Yeah, we're going to do a scene with Vasily and
Okay.
Cindy. Yeah, right.
Gotcha, gotcha.
And then we're coming back and we're going to start at the beginning with you as the buyer.
gotcha.
All right, here we go.
He's resting.
It'll be all right.
How about you?
Better every minute.
You could fool me. Okay. Okay, I'm going. You sure he's all right?
Of course he is all right. It's just this dying business, Beverly. Gets a little messy every now and then.
I noticed.
Did you? Brian takes such pride in putting things in order, keeping things in their proper perspective. It's hard to tell. I mean, give him 10 minutes and a few thousand words and he'll make you think dying is the best thing that ever happened to him. Would you like a drink?
No. Thank you.
It's all words for Brian. And it's a little hard to keep up. One letter follows the next, one paragraph, one chapter, one book after another, close parenthesis, end of quote. Never mind what it's all about.
That's not fair.
Isn't it? The way you two have been carrying on, I was beginning to think I was at a wedding. I mean, I enjoy a good joke as much as the next fellow, but dead people are pretty low on my list of funny topics.
Oh, now let's not. Nasty will spoil your metaphor.
Fuck metaphor. It's true. My God, listen to me. You think you know something. You think you have something. And it all goes crazy. When I met Brian, I was hustling outside at a bar in San Francisco, right after the great summer of love. You remember the summer of love? One of those many American revolutions that get about as far as Time magazine and then fart to a quick finish. Well, just after the summer of love, winter came, which was the last thing anybody expected. And suddenly I got very cold. People were starving to death in the streets.
Oh, sounds lovely.
Oh, very colorful. You would have liked it. Anyway, like everybody else, I was very hungry, very desperate. The whole scene. So there, I was one night, like many other nights, selling it down on Market Street. I wasn't very good at it, but it was paying the rent. And Brian walks up to me. I didn't know him, of course. He walks up and asks me the time, right? Well, I did my little number about time for what and how much was it worth to him. I figured anybody who'd come onto me with an old line like that was good at a fast 20. And all of a sudden, he starts explaining exactly what time was worth to him. Philosophy on Market Street. And before I know it, he's into concept of history, cyclical and lineal configurations, Hebraic and Greco-Roman attitudes, repetitive notions, time warps even. Jesus, I thought I've got a real freak on my hands.
You did.
And he's talking and talking and talking, and I'm thinking I've got to score soon because it's getting late and I need the bread and I'm hungry. But I can't get rid of him. I walk away and he walks away with me. I go inside the bar and he goes inside the bar. A real fuck bar. I figure this has to shake him, right? Nothing. He didn't even notice it. People are humping on the table practically on his quote in Aristotle to me, and Whitehead and elaborating on St. Thomas Aquinas' definition of sin, completely oblivious to everything around him. I thought I was losing my mind. Finally, I said, look, man, I haven't eaten in a long time and I'm getting a headache. Why don't we talk some business before I starve to death?
What did he do?
He bought me dinner. I couldn't believe it. I mean, what the hell did he want from me? And he never stopped talking. Never.
Perfect. And then he left.
Right.
He didn't want anything from you.
But before he went, I lifted his wallet.
I always warned him not to talk to strangers.
It doesn't matter. Because the next day I returned it. I don't know why. I just did. And that's how I got to know him. I got interested in what he was doing, which, as it turns out, was nothing, but he was doing it so well. He gave me a room. I could use it whenever I wanted. I started reading again. I thought to myself, my God, I could really do something. Salvation! We talked and talked endlessly. Word equals idea equals action equals change equals time equals freedom equals, well, who knows? But the point is, I don't know what the point is. What am I talking about?
Dead people.
Exactly. I mean, exactly.
Exactly what?
I mean, it's not enough. 10,000 pages of paragraph garbage. It's just words. We're dying here, lady. That's what it's about. Brian looks at me and I can see it in his eyes. On one stone slap smack in the face. The rock is coming out from under. The light is going out. You can do the pills and the syringes and the let's play games with the cotton swab and x-rays, but it's not going to change it. You can wipe up the mucus and the blood and the piss and the excrement, but you can't burn the sheets and boil his clothes, but it's still there. You can smell it on him. You can smell it on me. It soaks into your hands when you touch him. It gets into your blood. It's stuck inside him, filled up inside his head, inside his skin, inside his mouth. You can taste it on him. You can swallow it and feel it inside your belly like a sewer. You wake up at night and you're shaking the spit. You try to vomit it out of you, but you can't. It doesn't go away. It stays inside you, inside every word, every touch, every move, every day, every night. It lies down with you and gets in between you. It's sick and putrid and soft and rotten, and it is killing me.
Well, it's killing him too.
That's right, lady. And some of us have to watch it. Some of us have to live with it and clean up after it. I mean, you can waltz in and out of here like a fucking Christmas tree if you want. But some of us are staying, some of us are here for the duration, and it is not easy.
And some of us wouldn't mind changing places with you at all.
And some of us just don't fucking care anymore.
What?
Some of us just don't care.
Oh, you're cute, Mark. But next to me, you are the most selfish son of a bitch I have ever met.
Oh, wonderful. That's what I needed. Yes, that's what I just fucking needed.
You're welcome.
Look, don't you think it's time for you picked up all your little screwing throppies and went home?
Oh, it's past time, way past time. Sometimes I can see the sign go up and I can see useless printed all over it. Let me tell you something as one whore to another. What you do with your ass is your business. You can drag it through every gutter from here to Morocco. You can trade it, sell it, give it away. You can run it up a flagpole, paint it blue, cut it off if you feel like it. I don't care. I'll even show you the best way to do it because that's the kind of person I am. But Brian is different. Because Brian is stupid. Because Brian is blind. Because Brian doesn't care where you come from or who you come from or why or how or even what you are coming to, because Brian happens to need you. And if that is not enough for you, then you get yourself out of his life fast. You take your delicate sensitivities and your fears and your disgust, if that's what you feel, and you pack it up and you get out.
That's simple, huh?
Yeah, that's simple. A postcard for Christmas, telegram for his birthday, maybe a phone call every few years if he lives. But only when it gets really bad. When the money and the time and the people are all running out faster than you care to count. And the reasons just don't sound as good as they used to. And you can't remember anymore why. Why you walked out on the one person who said, yes, you do what you have to because I love you. And you can't remember anymore what it was you thought you had to do, or who the hell you thought you were that was so goddamn important that you couldn't hang around long enough to say goodbye. Find out what it was you said goodbye to. Then you phone. Because you need to know that somewhere, for no good reason, there is one poor, stupid, deluded human being who smells and rots and dies and still believes in you. One human being who cares. God, why isn't that ever enough?
You want an answer to that?
No. No, I want you to get yourself together or get yourself away from him.
Just leave?
Yes.
I can't.
Why not?
He's dying.
He doesn't need you for that. He's a big boy. He can do it all by himself. You're young, intelligent. You're not bad looking. You're probably good trade on a slow market. Why hang around?
I can't leave him.
Why not?
I owe him.
What? Pity?
No,
Well, then what? What? I mean, you don't make sense, Mark. What's in this for you?
nothing in for me.
Well, you said it yourself. He's just a tired, sick old man.
I didn't say that.
A tired old trick with some phony ideas that don't hold piss, let alone water.
What?
A broken down sewer. That's what he is.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. Garbage. Well, you don't need that. You don't need to dirty your hands with that kind of rotten putrid filth unless, of course, you need the money. And what does he do? Pay you by the month, or does it depend on how much you put out?
I want to die. I don't want him to die. I don't want him to die.
All right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Hopes, baby. That's what you got. Bad case of the hopes. They sneaked up on you when you weren't looking. You know, you think maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe you'll find some way out, some word, something that'll make it all right again. Maybe. Please, baby. Just one favor you owe him. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him with your hope. He needs somebody. Yeah. That was my answer too. Bye, baby.
Wait.
No. 2 more minutes, I'll be dancing you all over the floor.
I might not mind.
Might not mind? You'd love it.
All right, I'd love it.
Tell Brian goodbye for me.
Don't you want to see him?
No, I got a plane to catch. I want to get to Hawaii before the hangover hits me. You know, it's funny. He always makes the same mistake. He always cares about the wrong people. Bye.
Good, you guys. Good work. Really. Wow. That's a gigantic scene too. It's just really, really good. Really good on both of your parts. Really nice work. I think everybody can see where we started with this and where it has ended up. It's really wonderful. Cindy, it's the best work that you've done. Absolutely. And Vasily, you kept the whole thing. I mean, right from the beginning, you know, you were storing all of that energy and that emotion from the very beginning. And then you naturally released it when the author gave you the opportunity to release that a little bit. And it was so natural because you contained it so well, you know, absolutely great. I just have 2 notes for you. You know that line you have, you think you have something, right?
Yeah, you think you know something. You think you have.
You think you know something. You think you have something. That's a really emotional moment, right, Vasily? In other words, he's just sort of letting a little of that emotion out, a little feeling. Actually, he's actually sort of feeling sorry for himself, really. You know, don't you think? Right. And I got to tell you that has to launch that speech, and it has to answer the question later. I don't know what the point is. In other words, from that point on, you are running on like pure emotion, so that whole story of how you met him is based on that emotional beginning, and you have to hold that emotion all the way through that. So it doesn't sound, it sounds like you're venting your life story with him, not just telling me his life, how you met him. You know what I mean? That's coming from a deeper place. And that is the line that launches it. And you have to hold on to that energy all the way through. I don't think I know what the point is. And that's a look at that span, and you'll see. And that's the only thing I picked up that could have possibly been done a little more effectively. After that point, you know, I mean, it was all right during it. It's just when I was hearing the story of how you met him in a couple of places, I felt that it sounded a little like you're just telling the story. There's no fuel behind it. And then I tried to look for where it's launched, and I found that spot. You think you have something. It's the launch spot of an almost breakdown. I mean, I think he's almost breaking down there, but he holds on to it. And on holding on to it, that's what fuels that whole story. So that I see you desperately trying to hold on with the story of how you met him. And then you say, I don't even know what the point is. I don't even remember why I told you this story. I think that's really I think that's the only place you really need to look at really closely. That makes sense to you? Right?
Mhm.
Exactly, because that's a tough monologue, that story of how you met him. It can come off sounding like exposition at a point where it just can't sound like exposition. It has to be driven by something, and it's driven by an almost breakdown on the line you think you
As
have.
if it's just like a memory about
Yes.
that meaning.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was so close to something perfect. You think you have something, and it's that energy that has to drive that whole story. And it makes sense because it's an unconscious drive. Because when he gets to the end of it, when he finally gets to the end of it, his line is, "I don't know what the point is." He doesn't even know what he just said.
Hmm.
Right? Okay, that's my only note for you.
Got it.
Cindy, you will see in the playback. But Brian did it different. There's a line that you have in there, but Brian did
Brian
it different.
did- Yeah.
Right. You'll see in the playback that what you have going into that line is really honest and true. And you see just a little bit of a manipulation right at that point. It was the only point that I could pick up any manipulation. It all seemed really organic, and then you completely restored what you had. But I just want you to notice that place and how you didn't trust where you were in that particular moment to take you to the next moment. You went to something that I think either you planned or and it's so minute. You know, it's such a small little moment. But when you look at the playback, take a look and see if you don't agree with me on that. And also on the playback, you'll notice I'm trying to get just a little bit of movement when you really start going at it. And I'm saying it was not really distracting, but I want you to notice it and also realize what you were trying to express with that movement and how you can internalize that externalization of movement and make the internal even more powerful than it was. And it was very powerful. So I just want you to look at that as well.
Okay. Well, I mean, what I did was take that thing where you said internalize everything.
Yeah.
I was watching him and he's got this blank stare with these brimming eyes, and he just really got me mad. And
well, I know. And I could really tell that you were going with something that you felt in that particular moment and not in something that you had planned or you had rehearsed or anything. It seemed really natural for both of you. And especially also, Vasily, your scene when you just finally let it all go and the two of you go at it there for a minute. It was really, really, really powerful, both theatrically and on Zoom. You know, I mean, it actually worked on Zoom.
You feel it through the square.
Yeah, well, I know, and that's the hardest thing. You know, everything's a close-up, so it's really interesting to watch on Zoom, but you miss an interconnection of characters. This is the one thing that I noticed, because everybody's in their individual square and there's no. But you guys overcame that, and it actually showed me that it can be overcome. You know, that it really could, and you guys did it, and I'm so proud of your work, both of you. Really, really good.
Thank you.
Really good.
You gave us good points.
What's that?
You gave us good points to work on, and he's really easy to work with.
Yeah. Well, I'm just happy that you've made that breakthrough, Cindy. Is you've broken through what you were protecting for so long.
Did I finally dive in?
Yeah, you did. You finally just did the nesting plunge instead of going in toe, foot, ankle, thigh. It just you just jumped in, and that's what I want you to do from now on, for forever and ever. Amen.
Forever and
ever. Yes, absolutely. And and Vasily, you just, it's just perfect for you. It's just perfect.
Now we have to do the show.
Okay.
Back center right now.
Yeah, we have to choreograph the slapping.
That would be scary to do in person.
Listen, the you know, that actually worked,
It
you know, in the dynamic of the moment, it really
Yeah.
worked. It held the energy. And even though it's completely fake, couldn't be
Right.
fake here. You're hitting yourself. But the importance of how you hung with that energy, and you even used the energy of the slap that you created yourself to react off of it. And it was very organic on both of your parts. It really seemed like you were making it up as you went along, and that's the key. It surprised me, you know.
Wow.
So a good surprise, a really good surprise. Congratulations, nice work.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so anybody else up tonight beside Cindy and us? So we'll start in the dining room. You ready to roll?
Yes.
Are we ready for some action here? Little dining room action here? All right,
bet.
so let's start out with agent and client.
Okay.
Here we go. And just in case you're wondering, the next thing up, I've got a list of these things. What did I do with it? Here it is. No, shit. Oh, fell on the floor. The next thing up will be James and Mel for Howard and Ellie. So that's the next up. Okay. All right, here we go. So
It's the agent, me and,
you and
Yeah,
your latest new client. Here we go.
and the dining room.
Oh, boy.
You see how the light, these rooms are designed to catch the early morning light?
Yeah, I'll say.
French doors, lovely garden, flowering crabs. You like gardening?
I used to.
Imagine having a long leisurely breakfast in this room.
Yeah, as opposed to instant coffee on Eastern Airlines.
Exactly. You know, this is a room after my own heart. I grew up in a dining room like this. Same sort of furniture, everything.
So did I.
And here we are. Welcome home.
What are they asking again?
Make an offer. I think they'll come down.
Trouble is, we'll never use this room.
Oh, now.
We won't. In the last two houses we lived in, my wife used the dining room table to fold the laundry.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, maybe you'd better show me something more contemporary.
That means something farther out. How long have we got to find you a home?
One day.
And how long will the corporation keep you here after you found it?
6 months to a year.
Definitely, we should look farther out. You can look at the kitchen on the way out.
You shouldn't have shown me this first.
I thought it was something to go by.
You spoiled everything else.
Oh, no. We'll find you something if you've got all day. But wasn't it a lovely room?
Okay, let's go or I'll buy it.
Okay, cool. Nice start. Good work. James, let's see, what do we got? James, you know, you got two pauses, right? Right after the agent says, "Then here we are, welcome home," right? And then there's a pause written in
Yes.
there, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, in other words, you've got to extend. You know, she sort of gets you on a little track. You know, a little memory track. And Anj, my note to you is that this has got to flow like you've got to make it sound like it's happened for the first time. But in my mind, I've got to know that you've used this pitch before with a few other people.
Okay.
Yeah, and here's the other thing: is let's assume the backstory that this house has been on the market a long time, right? So that you've used this pitch many times and come close, but you just can't sell this fucking house.
Right. I think it's been on my backstory. It's been on the market, then it was on it too long. It went off, and now it's back on again. And I'm like, I gotta sell this. Yeah,
absolutely. It's yeah. Do you guys ever watch that that Bravo show? What is it about? You know, selling apartments in
No, I don't have.
Millionaire or something or other. Anyway,
Trading Spaces?
No. What's God? I can't imagine. What is prop? No. Anyway, it's all these really rich real estate brokers in New York. There's a whole segment. One of the guys' names is Frederick. I remember that. And there's another one and then there's another whole group that sell houses, these huge $30 million mansions in California. And you watch them go through the bargaining process on how they try to get, and they're millions and millions of dollars, and you tour these incredible homes that you can't believe are in this city and also in California as well. But the one thing that you see is once a real estate person can't sell a place, a real emotional panic starts to set into that person. And, it's immediately we start wondering whether we lower the price. And,
Right.
as you can tell, there's certain hours of the pandemic that I'm completely bored and I actually watch this show. But anyway, it's great research for this. And let me ask my wife the name. Hey, honey, what's the name of our real estate show? $1 Million Listing. Yeah, $1 Million Listings, it's called. It's on.
Oh, okay.
It's on Bravo. And if you want to get an idea, and I'll tell you, and these people are just, they're like from another world, dealing with this kind of money and the people that you see on this thing. But the angst is real. So that's what's interesting about it. So anyway, so that's what I'd love to see from you. And so, James, let me get back to you, which is on those two pauses. In other words, you're sort of on a roll. That pause has got to be, what are you doing during that pause? That's what there's a thought process in it. And then there's and then he says, what are they asking again? Right. So like he's still on the edge of this really sort of great sales pitch and says, make an offer. I think they'll come down. And what's in that next pause that makes you say, trouble is we'll never use it. You blame it on your wife. You blame it. You blame the fact that you're not going to buy this on your wife. What happens in that pause to make you do that?
Gotcha.
All right. Do bad memories of this place come up all of a sudden and you just want, that you remember it and God, it was good for a second and now, oh Christ.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a reversal.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit
Okay.
of a little bit of a reversal. That's a great way to put it. Good. And so the rest of those things, I think it can almost even be, maybe you better show me something more. I think they're almost jokes. You shouldn't have showed me this first.
Right.
I think once you've made that leap, then I think it affects all those other things.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Cool. All right, let's try it one more time. Here we go. Just play with these ideas and we'll go from there.
And the dining room.
Oh, boy.
You see how these rooms are designed to catch the early morning light?
Yeah, I'll say.
French doors, lovely garden, flowering crabs. Do you like gardening?
I used to.
Well, imagine having a long leisurely breakfast in here.
Yeah, as opposed to instant coffee on Eastern Airlines.
Exactly. This is a room after my own heart. I grew up in a dining room like this. Same sort of furniture, everything.
So did I.
Now, here we are. Welcome home.
How much are they asking again?
Make an offer. I think they'll come down.
The trouble is we'd never use this room.
Oh, now.
No, we won't. I mean, the last two houses we lived in, my wife used the dining room table to sort out the laundry.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, maybe you better show me something more contemporary.
That means something farther out. How long have we got to find you a home?
One day.
And how long will the corporation keep you here after you found it?
6 months to a year.
Ooh, then definitely farther out. You can look at the kitchen as we leave.
You shouldn't have shown me this first.
Well, I thought it was something to go by.
You spoiled everything else.
Oh, we'll find you something if we have all day. But wasn't it a lovely room?
Let's go. Or I'll buy it.
It's almost like, shut up or I'll buy it. It's like, you
Yeah,
know, that,
yeah,
yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. Right. Okay, great. Yeah,
I don't want to
good.
buy it, so don't make me.
Yeah, really, exactly. And also realize, Anj, and you know, when you say very early in this thing, you say, imagine having a long leisurely breakfast in here, as opposed to, yeah, exactly. This line, this room, I used to be, because after my, it's like you knowing that you're right on the edge of something and throwing something
Right,
personal
right,
in. And-
right.
and- yeah, and I want to see you make that.
Okay.
Okay, great. And James, that second pause, the thing that in my script, it says another pause. That pause, I think, can be a little bit faster.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think you
I
can tighten.
luxuriated in it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, the first one where it was absolutely perfect, right? Then we're here, welcome home, and so now we're there. Well, what's going on in his head? Something really needs to be going on in your head. And it's a very active pause. The second one, not as active. I think they'll come down. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just try that that note you just gave me where he says, as opposed to instant coffee on Eastern Airlines?
No, let's save it for next time when we
Okay.
run it. Okay.
Okay, great.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, thank you.
This is the most psychologically deep scene in the play. It just tears me apart. Okay, so the next thing up is Mel, Howard, and Ellie.
Okay,
Howard and Ellie. Let me get to that.
get rid of me. Okay.
James, you're getting a crash course, huh?
Yeah, I
Yes,
feel like
well-
I got to get back in shape here.
Well,
That's the idea.
let's see. Oh, I even have the page number. Hold on. Wait. Howard and Ellie. I have a different script than you guys. 14.
15.
I'm 15. Yeah.
Yeah. On my script, it's 14 days.
Yeah, I put on 15 and 16.
Good. All righty then. Here we go. Let's see. What do we got? Hey. Are there any eruptions in this scene? I don't. Oh yeah. On somewhere like a page or a page later, there's a whole set of things that goes that are overlaps. If you look at that, yes, Mrs. Starts
With
with
Annie and Mother.
Oh.
yeah. Just put a big X through all of that because we're not going to overlap. We
All
might-
right.
right? We're not going to overlap.
Right.
The overlapping is not going to work on Zoom.
So we're
when you
not going to
say,
overlap any of these.
Well, we're so far. When I once I get through working on the individual scenes, then we'll work on how we're going to transition from one to another. I don't want to make those decisions yet.
are you saying that we're going to cut lines or we're just not going to overlap?
Well, yeah, those lines maybe reappear somewhere else, but they're not going to reappear here. So that when Ellie says, "All right, I'll see these. Mind if I use these? We'll put pots on them. We can certainly put a typewriter." And then she's going to go, "Don't you have a plane to catch?"
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
And then I think we're all square to the end.
Yeah, I'm with you. So I got you. We're not pausing for other people's lines.
No.
Gotcha.
No,
Gotcha.
no.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
The basic concept of that is when you're on stage, that's really interesting. The overlaps are really interesting. It keeps the audience off balance visually. They're going, "What the fuck?" And then they realize that there are rules of space, and when they understand that, and it really makes for a great picture. But on Zoom, it's just going to be confusing. Okay.
I agree.
All right, here we go. Let's go from Howard's. Hey, I believe that's the first line.
Yep.
Right? Yep. Yeah.
Hey,
Oops. I thought you'd gone.
I forgot my briefcase. What's going on?
I have to get this term paper done.
In here?
Where else?
You gonna type
Of course I'm going to type.
in here? At that table?
Why not?
You're gonna sit there hanging a typewriter on my family's dining room table?
Why not?
Because it wasn't designed for it. That's why.
Oh, Howard.
I mean, lucky I came back. Next thing I know, you'll be feeding the dog off our low stuff china.
It's got rubber pads under it. I checked. I'll go and get something else if you want.
You're not going to use those placemats.
I thought I would, yes.
Those are good placemats.
We haven't used them in years, in
Those are-
10 years.
Those are extremely good placemats, Ellie. Mother got those in Italy.
All right. I'll use these then. Mind if I use these? We put pots in them. We can certainly put a typewriter. Don't you have a plane to catch? It's kind of hard to work when your husband is hovering over you like a helicopter.
Well, it's kind of hard to leave when your wife is systematically mutilating the dining room table.
I'll be careful, Howard. I swear. Now, goodbye.
Would you please work somewhere else?
I'd like to know where, please.
What's wrong with the kitchen table?
It doesn't work, Howard. And last time the kids got peanut butter all over my papers, my footnotes.
I'll set up the bridge table in the living room.
I'll just have to move whenever you and the boys wanted to watch a football game.
I mean, you can leave all this stuff there.
I thought I would, yes.
All that shit, all
it-
over the dining room.
It's a term paper, Howard. It's crucial for my degree.
You mean you're going to commandeer the dining room table for the rest of the term?
Just sits here, Howard. It's never used.
What if we want to give a dinner party?
Oh, since when have we given a dinner party?
What if we want to have a few people over, for Christ's sakes?
We can eat in the kitchen.
Oh, Jesus.
Everybody does these days.
That doesn't make it right.
Let me get this done, Howard. Let me get a good grade and my master's degree and a good job so I can be out of here every day.
Fine. What the hell? Then, fine, what the hell then? Why don't I turn it into a tool room every night?
Oh, God. I love it. All right. So you guys obviously know this is a relationship that has been going on a long time, right?
Too long.
Way too long on Ellie's part, that's for sure. You know, I think Ellie is, I mean, when you consider that this is written in 1981, and nobody realized that a woman should have an orgasm until 1978. You realize how early in the women's movement this actually is. So this is a woman who's really quite ahead of her time, you know, in wanting to do this. And all I'm saying, Mel, is that what I want you to do is to, if you look at the very end, it's "let me get this done, Howard!" exclamation mark. Let me get a good grade and my master's degree and a good job so I can be out of here every day, exclamation mark. So it's just this sense is that you're just through with his persnickety, overbearing, controlling behavior. And I need to feel that a lot more from that relation, right?
Okay.
It's my God, are you a saint, right? You are a saint for pushing through this. That's what we have to feel, is that this woman, she has to get out of here to survive. She's not going to survive unless she gets out of this place, at least for a few hours a day when he's not home, right? Right. So James, now that I've been complimenting your character.
Hey, he's misunderstood.
Yeah,
Let's
terribly.
just get that straight.
Yes, well, he's from a different time, so realize that I think that this is probably a 1970s scene, and he's a 1950s man. You know, so there's a generation missing here somehow. You're much more your father's son than she is her mother's daughter. If that makes
Oh,
any
okay. Yep.
if that makes any sense.
I like the way things are.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh God. Yeah.
All
That's-
this change is.
No change. No, absolutely not. Not in tradition, not in a functional use of a room. Things there's an exactness to Howard that I sort of need to have you embrace as much as you possibly can. This meticulous exactness that would, after 30 years or 40 years of marriage, drive anyone out of the house.
Okay.
Right? And you're not a villain at all. You're just your father's son. That's all. You know, that's what's so great about this play is there are no real villains in any of the scenes. They are just of different times and different eras and right at changing points in different eras. So that's clearly what we have here is somebody, Mel sort of hit it on, no, I think you hit it on the head is that you just don't want change. They're just people. My mother was that way.
It's
She,
good enough for my dad.
yeah, not only good enough for my dad. This is the way my dad taught me, and this is the way it's going to be. You know, I mean, it's not even was good enough for dad. That's a
Right. It's the only way.
yeah. It's the only way. I love that. My way is the only way, and that's what's really happening in the late 70s and early 80s. That's what women are beginning to break through. You know, that's the energy the women are starting to break through. And it's just does not make you feel comfortable at all. You are just very uncomfortable with this whole thing. Okay. All right, let's give it another shot. Okay, here we go.
Whoops.
Hey,
I thought you'd gone.
you got my briefcase. What's going on?
I have
So,
to get
I want to just go back for just 2 seconds. That hay has got to be, it's like you just walk into the dining room by accident because you left your briefcase and you see all of this stuff being set up so that it's like, hey, what the fuck? You know, what the fuck's going on here? That's really that's behind that first hay. Okay, we talk about this a lot is when you have like one line that's an exclamation point. It's so important that you get the exact meaning of it and don't just throw it away as a hey exclamation point, which is easy to do and totally believable. But there's a much bigger story behind that one word. Like, you know, hey, what the fuck is going on in my father's dining room? You know? So, and also maybe it's also the fact that this is the house you grew up in. Oftentimes that happens. That's how people your age end up in these really great old mansions is that their parents owned them. And instead of selling them, they end up living in them. Anyway.
Gotcha.
All right, here we go. Let's go. Shoot.
Hey,
Whoops. I thought you'd gone.
you got my briefcase. What's going on?
I have to get this term paper done.
In here?
Where else?
You going to type?
Of course I'm going to type.
In here?
Good.
At the table?
Good. I want to go back. Okay, good. I want you to do all of those things, but also watch the punctuation because there are no pauses here.
Okay.
If, you know, and I think it's that much of a nature so that you're going to type, right? And she goes, of course I need to. If you take time, it's almost like you're thinking about it. And there is no thought. This is just not, this is wrong. This is a violation. All right, here we go. And
Hey,
Oop, I thought you'd gone.
forgot my briefcase. What's going on?
I have to get my term paper done.
In here?
Where else?
You gonna type?
But of course I'm going to type.
In here, at the table.
Why not?
You're not gonna sit there banging a typewriter on my family's dining room table
Why not?
because it wasn't designed for it. That's why.
Oh, Howard.
Lucky I came back. Next thing I know, you'll be.
Great. Now, so you see that that whole first section, I'm sorry, I just want to work in a little detail here. And that whole first section, if you don't pause on that, right? And you keep driving, Ellie, you keep driving through this truck that just ran into your house. You keep driving through it. Then we're like, oh, Howard, oh, why didn't I make sure you drove out the driveway before? You know, I mean,
Yes.
there's, you know, what am, oh no, oh, whoops, I thought you'd gone. Is like, you know, things would have been so much easier because you know this conversation would have happened. You know, so actually you really were thinking you're going to wait, and he had shut the door.
Yes,
And
yeah,
so-
but he'd
but-
gone.
But
Good.
why didn't I wait till he drove out till I heard the car drive out? I knew it. I knew it. Okay, here we go. Start one more time, man.
Hey,
Oops, I thought you'd gone.
forgot my briefcase. What's going on?
I have to get this term paper done.
In here?
Where else?
You gonna type?
Of course I'm going to type.
In here? At the table?
Why not?
You're gonna sit there banging a typewriter on my family's dining room table?
Why not?
Because it wasn't designed for it, that's why. Lucky I came back. Next thing you know, I'll be feeding the dog off the low-steam china.
It's got rubber pads under it. I checked. And I'll get something else if you want.
You're not gonna use those placemats.
Yeah, take that another day. Oh, come on. On top of that, you're like, oh, whoa. And go ahead, Ellie. It's got rubber pads under it. Go.
It's got rubber pads under it. I checked. Okay, I'll get something else if you want.
You're not gonna use those placemats.
I thought I would, yes.
Those are good placemats.
We haven't used them in 10 years.
Those are extremely good placemats, Ellie. Mother got those in Italy.
All right. I'll use these then. Mind if I use these? We put pots on them and we certainly can put a typewriter. Don't you have a plane to catch? It's kind of hard to work when your husband is hovering over you like a helicopter.
Well, it's kind of hard to leave when your wife is systematically mutilating the dining room table.
I'll be careful, Howard. I swear. Now, goodbye.
Couldn't you please work somewhere else?
Oh, I'd like to know where, please.
What's wrong with the kitchen table?
It doesn't work. Howard, last time the kids got peanut butter all over my term paper, my footnotes.
I'll set up the bridge table in the living room.
And I just have to move whenever you and the boys wanted to watch a football game.
Meaning you can leave all that stuff there.
I thought I would, yes.
All that shit. All over the dining room.
It's a term paper, Howard. It's crucial for my degree.
You mean you're going to be commandeering the dining room for the rest of the term?
It just sits here, Howard, and it's never used.
What if we want to give a dinner party?
Since when have we given a dinner party?
What if we want a few people over, for Christ's sakes?
We can eat in the kitchen.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, everybody does it these days.
That doesn't make it right.
Let me get this done, Howard. Just let me get a good grade and my master's degree and a good job so I can be out of here every day.
Fine. What the hell? Then why don't I just use it to make a tool room every night?
Good. That's coming. All right. So here are the only other notes I have for you is it doesn't work out last time. Kids got it. Yeah. Ellie and Howard both. I'll be careful, Howard. I swear. Now goodbye. Right. And you'll have a typewriter or something that you can
Right.
hunt and peck on. Right. Right, so that you can listen and watch that hunting and pecking as long as you can possibly take it before Howard says, couldn't you please work somewhere? In other words, you're holding stuff down. I'm not going to say anything. I got to fucking say something. And so that's an important time for both of you, right?
Yeah.
It'll drive on, right? It doesn't work, Howard. You say, Ellie, it doesn't work, Howard. The last time the kids got peanut butter all over my footnotes, you're saying the line great. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's not like it didn't seem like it happened to you.
Right. I messed up that line. Yeah.
It's got to really seem like it happened to you.
Yes.
Yeah, you mean you're going to leave all that stuff there? Yeah, Howard, the line, you mean you're going to leave all that stuff there? Right? You see
Mhm.
that line?
Uh,
I just have to move whenever you and boys wanted to watch a football game. And that's something that happens to you too, all the time, over and over again, Ellie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right. And then Howard, you see the line? You mean you're gonna leave all that stuff there? I almost like leave is almost should be italicized. I mean, you're gonna leave it there? I mean, Jesus Christ, it's bad enough, right? Ellie, here's a big line. He says, "What if we want to give a dinner party?" Your reply is, "Since when have we ever given a dinner party?" That's really a clue to your relationship. You don't have friends over anymore.
Yeah.
You don't entertain anymore. It's crystal clear about their relationship. And so when you say, Ellie, you say, "I thought I would." Yes. He says, "You mean you're going to leave all that stuff there?" And you say, "I thought I would." Yes. You've got to really be fighting to not yell at him.
That is my favorite line. That
Yeah.
line is
Good.
actually,
Yes. I thought I would. Yes. You've got to really be holding on to some energy there. And you've really got to let it go. Then let me get this done, Howard. Let me get a good grade. You know, I mean, that's when you have to release the energy that you have to try to contain. Because
on which line, Bill?
it's
I'll use these then? Is that what you said?
no, well, yeah, I mean, that's the beginning of it. He says, "You mean you're going to leave all that stuff there?" And you go, "I thought I would." Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's when this internal thing really starts to build up. Watch how that happens. I thought all that shit that it's a term paper, Howard. It's critical for my degree. You know, it's like, I'm not fucking around here anymore, Howard. It's, you know, I'm just going to tell you what's going to have to happen from my point of view, right? Look at how that run. You guys try that, Howard. Go from, "You mean you're going to leave all that stuff there?" Take it from there. Go.
I also want to say, I also realized she says that twice. I thought I would, yes, in response to a question.
Yeah. Yes. And only this time she's really biting it. And here we go. And
Which one are we? Which one are we at?
the
you
one
mean you're
after,
gonna
"You
leave-
mean you're going to leave all
On
that stuff?"
17. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
You mean you're going to leave that? You mean you're going to leave all that stuff there?
Of course I would. Yes.
All that shit all over the dining room?
It's a term paper, Howard. It's crucial for my degree.
Good. So what I'm talking about here, Mel, is
Yes.
you went, it's a term you released. And what I want you to, it's a term paper, Howard.
Oh, keep it in.
Keep it in, yes, until you can't stand it anymore. And the author gives you those exclamation parts on the next page to release it. So
Okay.
contain.
And until,
And then until, "Let me get this done, Howard." Jesus
yeah.
Christ, yes. Then you're going to be really building
Okay.
up the natural energy to do it.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Let's try that once, and then we'll move on. Here we go.
You mean you're going to leave all that stuff there?
I thought I would. Yes.
All that shit all over the dining room?
It's a term paper, Howard. It's crucial for my degree.
You mean you're going to commandeer the dining room for the rest of the term?
It just sits here, Howard. It's never used.
What if we want to have a dinner party?
Since when have we had a dinner party?
What if we want to have a few people over, for Christ's sakes?
We can eat in the kitchen.
Oh, Jesus.
Everybody does these days.
That doesn't make it right.
Oh, let me get this done, Howard. Let me get a good grade and my master's degree and a good job so I can be out of here every day.
Fine. What the hell? Then why don't I turn it into a tool room every night?
There you go. That's great. That's a little example of how contained energy is really going to pay off for you, right? The great thing about Howard is he doesn't have any contained energy. He's just saying what he feels, the asshole. And you've sort of got to contain it. And it's fun when you do. It'll keep you really active, Mel. It's nice. It's nice.
Good.
Good job. Good start. All right. What do I have next up? I got the architect and the psychiatrist. Is that right? Sounds like a bad joke. It's Vasily and James, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
An architect and a psychiatrist walk into a dining room.
What
Okay.
is that?
So now we have to big room, light room, commodious room.
I have lost the page.
All right, so where I want to pick this up from is Michael Agee,
Where's that page? I cannot find.
yeah. breaking it up.
Well, it starts in the end of,
Yeah, I know, it's in, there's all of this stuff where you're overlapping Michael and
yeah, Aggie.
Aggie. So let me just give you the cuts, all right? So
Oh, got it. I got it.
yeah, yeah. So you see where Michael says she says she can't. They keep showing up with dirty fingernails and dyed hair. You see the architect's neckline, 22 feet 6 inches. Everybody there?
Mm-hmm.
Cut that line.
Fine room, you mean?
Yeah. You're gonna cut 22 feet 6 inches. Fine room, big room.
Oh, okay, we're gonna cut those.
Yes.
Okay, fine room, big room. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Right. And
Yep.
then Michael. So you
What about, look at those French doors?
Wait, I'm stay with me here for a second.
Okay.
12 feet 4 inches. Michael. Good. So we're gonna move those. We're gonna move. Fine room, big room is cut. So look at those French doors. I'm also thinking, and I'm thinking about heat loss. We're gonna move those lines, but you're not gonna say them there. You're gonna move them. Okay. And 8 feet 2 inches is cut.
Mm-hmm.
You guys with me?
Yeah.
Architect's line, 8 feet 2 inches is cut. See where that is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got that, James?
I saw it a minute ago, but I'll find it and cut it. I got that.
Right. So, and then on the same page, hold it tight now is also cut. 12 feet 4 inches is cut.
I am.
Hold it tight. Cut.
12 feet 4 inches is cut.
Okay, I got you. 12 foot 4
Yeah.
inches is cut. What else was cut? Oh, hold it tight is cut. Gotcha.
Yes, yeah. Those things, because we just can't do them, I mean,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
very funny.
What about 12 feet 4 inches? Is that cut as well?
Yes, 12 feet 4 inches will be cut. Any of those measurement lines,
Okay,
right?
got it.
And so what we will do is when we get over to the end of the Michael Aggie scene, Aggie's last line is Michael, right?
Yep.
All right, so Michael, then the next line is architect's going to say, okay, okay, there's your dining room, doctor, right? That's going to be the first line of your scene. Architect says, okay, there's your dining room, doctor. The buyer says, look at these French doors. I'm picking up those two lines that we moved.
Yep.
Buyer's going to say, look at those French doors. Architect going to say, I'm looking. I'm also thinking about heat loss. I'm also thinking about heat loss. Okay. Yeah, and then you're going to say, okay, there's your dining room, doctor, and you'll pull out the plans. I'm also thinking about heat loss. Oh, okay. There's your dining room, doctor. There it is, and then we're off. Okay.
So wait. The first line is, okay, there's your dining room, doctor.
Yes, that's correct.
And look at those. Then look
Yeah.
at those French doors. I'm also thinking about heat loss.
Right.
And then what's next?
Then buyer should say, there it is.
There it is. Gotcha.
Yep. Big
Got
room. Yeah. Good.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
You got it, Vasily?
I think so.
All right. Well, let's give it a shot. Let's start with your scene because there are no overlaps with Michael and Aggie anymore. Okay, here we go. So it will start with, okay, there's your dining room, doctor, and then we'll do those little 2-line substitutes. All right, here we go.
Okay, let's make it out then. Let's measure it out. I'm sorry. Let's measure it out then.
Whoa. No, that line's cut too, Vasily.
Oh, okay.
Your first line should be, okay, there's your dining room, doctor.
On my script,
Oh,
that's
I got
up to
that.
25, yeah.
You see that?
Okay, there is your dining room, doctor. And then I go back to.
No, then he goes, there it is, and then he goes, there it is.
Okay, wait, I'm confused. I have, okay, there's your dining room, doctor. Then I say, look at those French doors.
Yeah,
And he says,
there it is. French doors. I'm also gonna.
What about that? I'm confused too. I'm also thinking about heat loss. Is that cut?
And no, we decided to move that. That's what we're
Okay,
dealing with right now.
got it.
So I'm fucking you guys up here. So let me give it to you. Okay, there's your dining room, doctor, is the first line.
Mhm.
And then the buyer says, look at these French doors. And then you say, I'm looking, I'm also thinking about heat loss. And let's cut, there it is.
good.
And then I'm also thinking about heat loss, big room, light room, commodious room. And then we're there. I think that's
Gotcha.
a better cut. That makes
I
sense.
like it.
Yep. You got it, Vasily?
Okay, if I get a question, I ask you.
Okay, here we go. Let's fire away.
Okay, there is your dining room, doctor. Big room,
Look,
light room.
Wait. He's
No.
going to say, okay, there's your dining room, doctor. And then he's going to say, look at these French doors. And you're going to say, I'm looking, I'm also thinking about heat loss. Big
Oh, I
room,
see.
light room, commodious room. That's how that's
Okay.
how that,
Is that fine room is cut?
yeah.
Okay, I need to take that out too. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to
No,
take
no,
everything
no,
out.
no.
Just taking a little bit longer. Look at this French doors. It stays there.
Yeah. So the
Oh.
first line again, once again, is okay, there's your dining room, doctor. And then the buyer says, look at these French doors. You say, I'm looking, I'm also thinking about heat loss.
And then I go back to big room.
Big room, light room, commodious room. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's fire away. Here we go.
Okay, there's your dining room, doctor.
look at these French doors.
I'm looking. I'm also thinking about heat loss.
Now you go to big room, light room.
Big room, light room, commodious room.
One of the reasons we bought the house,
And one of the reasons we should consider breaking it up.
breaking it up.
Now, bear with me. What say we turn this room into an office for you and a waiting room for your patients?
I thought we planned to open up the maids' rooms on the 3rd floor.
Hold on, relax. The patient trusts the psychiatrist, doesn't he? Why can't the psychiatrist trust the architect? Now, here's the ground plan of your house. Here's what you're stuck with for the moment. And here, with these approximate dimensions, is your dining room.
I see.
Now, just suppose, we started with a clean slate. Suppose we open up this here, slam a beam in here, break through here, in here, blast out this, throw out that, and what do we have?
I'm not quite sure,
Well, we don't have a dining room anymore. That's what we don't have.
but where could we eat?
Here, right here, look, I'm putting in an eating area. Here's the fridge, the cooking units, Cuisinart, butcher block table, chrome chair. See, look at the space, the flow. Wife cooks, kid sets the table, you stack the dishes. All right here, democracy at work in your own home. Now, let's review your day. You come down to breakfast. Every day is fixing his or her own. Everybody's fixing his or her own thing. Eggs, cornflakes, Pop-Tarts, whatever. You eat, chat, read the paper, say goodbye, come in here to go to work. Do you have a nurse or a receptionist?
No, I'm just a humble shrink.
Well, you come in here to the reception room. Maybe just the magazines on the table here. Maybe add your newspaper to the pile. Then you go through a soundproof door into your office. You turn on your stereo console here, maybe select a book from a wall unit here, and then settle behind your desk model here. You read, you listen to music, soon buzz the patients arrive. You turn on the music, put aside your book, and buzz him in through the soundproof doors. He flops on the couch, tells you his dream. You look out the window here. He leaves. You write him up, buzz the next. Soon it's time for lunch. You go in here, have lunch with the wife or one of the kids, and maybe stroll back in here for a nap. More buzzes, more patience, and soon it's time for a good, easy cooperative supper with your family.
But not in the dining room.
No, not in the dining room.
This room has such resonance.
So does a church. That doesn't mean we have to live in it. Look, I know whereof I speak. I grew up in a room like this.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, sure. This is home turf to me.
Really?
Oh, God, yes. My father sat in that chair just like that. And my mother sat here. And my sister here. And I sat right here. Oh, it all comes back.
Do you want to tell me about it?
It was torture. That's all. Those endless meals, waiting to begin, waiting for the dessert, waiting to be excused so they couldn't lean on you anymore.
Was it that bad?
Oh man, that was brutal. I remember one time I came to the table without washing my hands, and my father.
Go on.
Never mind. The point is, doctor, it's time to get rid of this room. Tell you frankly, I'm not interested in screwing around with any more maid's room. I can do that in my sleep. What I want is the chance to get in here so I can open up your whole ground floor. Now, what do you say?
I'll have to think about it.
Okay, fine. Take your time. Tell you what, I'll send you my bill for the work I've done so far.
Good. And I'll send you mine.
Okay. All right. Good job. A couple of things. Vasily, don't forget to enjoy the artistic stuff. You know, like when you get to that speech, like, okay, now let's review your day. You come down to breakfast and you're everybody's fixing his or own. You know what I mean? It's like you're really
entertaining.
Yeah, you're really
Okay.
excited. You're excited. Even on that line, well, we don't have a dining room anymore. That's what we don't have. I mean, you've accomplished your mission. We don't have it anymore. That should be the ultimate saying for you. We don't have.
Sounds really cuckoo.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think I know it.
Yeah, you've got to really, I mean, the stuff you've got to look at, Vasily, is especially that long speech. Well, you come in here to the reception room. Maybe you adjust the magazines and the table. And, that's a speech you really got to work. You got to work on that. It's a lot.
It's just because a long sentence, sometimes, they're not broken down in, commas. And it's
I know. I know. You got to watch the punctuation there. But I'll tell you, the one thing that isn't there is the word pause. Or there are no ellipses, no three dots. He's just reeling this stuff off, almost like the real estate agent reels her stuff off. You know what I mean? But he's doing it for a whole different reason. Vasily, when we get over to the page, but not in the dining room, right? Make sure, Jimmy, you pick that up right away, rhythmically. You see where that is? It's after his really long monologue.
Yeah, I'm with you. When you say pick that up rhythmically, what do you mean?
What I mean
just
is-
like right on the tail of it?
Right on the cooperative supper with your family, but not in the dining room. Right.
Right,
In other words, it's
gotcha.
almost like continuation of his thought process.
Gotcha. Okay.
So what it does, the story that tells is that you're a psychiatrist and you've pretty much diagnosed him by this point, right? Right? You've pretty much diagnosed him by this point, right? And
That's the
then,
summation of everything he's just said.
right, yeah, but not
Not in the
yeah,
dining room.
yeah, like you said we were gonna do before, right? And he
Mhm.
goes, no, not in the dining room. This room has such resonance, and so does the church. That doesn't mean we have to fucking live in it. You know, it should all. There's no fucking there, but there should be a silent fuck there, Vasily.
Yeah.
Right? Because this is where you're gonna have to start getting a little bit more
Irritated.
irritated. Yeah, the true reason why you're so excited is becoming blatant.
And you're fucking killing my artistic feelings.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And the whole trick to you, Jimmy, which you've got most all the way through it, is that you're a little, first of all, you're a little betrayed
Mhm.
at the beginning because you guys had discussed that it was going to be your office. And so he's already drawn up the fucking plan. I mean, you've already decided it wasn't going to be your office, and he's already drawn up the fucking plans to make it your office. So, and who works for who in this situation, you know? And so as the psychiatrist, you're a little pissed. I pissed is the wrong word. You're
You
betrayed.
mean as the customer or as the
Yeah.
psychiatrist? Okay.
Well, yeah, you're as the psychiatrist customer, you're betrayed because
That's a very odd thinking to say that as a psychiatrist you're pissed.
yes, isn't it? Yes. Well, and it's wrong. That's right. As a psychiatrist, he sees betrayal.
Right.
And
But I
that's
just
a
like the way you put it.
Well, thank you so much. All right, good. And so, Vasily, you see, when you get to the very last long speech that you have, Vasily,
Mhm.
if you are allowed to psychologically emote all the way up in this, and man, it was fucking brutal. I remember one time my father came in while washing my father, and I've got to hear my father fucking hit me across the face. I'll never forget it. That's really what I've got to hear, right? And only you've got to sub vocalize that and hold that in. And he goes, go on, and you go, never mind. Just the point is, let's just get rid of. You know, what I mean, you got to hang on to what you got going there for that last speech, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that those little snarky remark that you give him at the end is based on something that's already been generated. Okay.
Okay.
Good. Those are my notes on that. It's good. You're betrayed and then fascinated, James. That's basically it.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So I have like three, you know, I'm kind of like not sure what's underneath those.
What?
He's like there's like three times when he says something and instead of responding, I go,
Yeah. Well, listen to what he's saying. Like, let's go to the first one, which is the flow. The wife cooks. Is that all right here? Democracy at work in your own home. Yeah, I think the is like, what the fuck is going on with him, right? You know,
Nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Well, and it's not like you have to think about it, you know. You got to be on top of it again, right? And then he goes, do you have a nursery? No, I'm just a humble shrink. Then you've got the next one. So the next one is, so does a church, right? Oh my God. This room has such resonance, you say, you know, which is this is what you love about this room. You don't want it to be a fucking office. This room has such resonance. And he goes, so does a church. That doesn't mean we have to live in it. You know, it's like, I'm really starting to get this, that it's
like a bad dream's coming true.
Yeah, I see what's going on here. Right, exactly. But that's exactly what I'm telling you, is you really have to come up with a specific thought for each of those and hums and be right on top of the pickup with that specific thought. It'll lead you to the right direction.
Gotcha.
And we're not trying to solve all the problems tonight. We're just trying to sort of lay out the groundwork. So, but any other questions from either of you? Because I think
I'm good.
I think both of you got a good take on what that is.
Okay, I'm good.
Oh, good. All right. Yeah. All right. So then what do you got? We got next, I got Eric and Ange for Paul and Marjorie. Is that right? Or am I missing something? Is that right?
I don't know where Ted and Peggy is.
Ted and Peggy.
That's the birthday
I think-
party.
Ted and Peggy. That's you and John, isn't it?
No,
No,
I'm Ted.
Oh, yeah, here it is. It's on page 31.
Okay.
Oh.
Why
Oh,
do I
right,
have?
right, right,
Well,
right,
actually,
right.
it's earlier than that. It's 20. Oh gosh. This is like 27. That right after. It's right after the psychiatrist.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
Is
If
that
it's-
Oh, right, right,
all
right.
of us? I think it's all of us, right? In that scene.
Yeah, you're all
Yeah.
playing.
This is all the kids, yeah.
Oh, right, right, right.
Yes, 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 yes. All right. All right, children, we're ready. Another little boy. Okay, so. All right. So what's going to happen visually with this particular piece is that Cindy, you're going to be, all right, kids, now, and it's just going to be you on the screen. And all the kids, the kids are all going to be a blackness and a noise because it's too much. What I want to do is to focus on, if I'm looking through the screen, I'm talking to no, Bobby, you stop that. In other words, that you use the forward screen.
Don't see Billy at all, even though he has a specific line. There's my
Yeah,
dad.
we just hear Billy,
Okay.
Yeah, so those of you who have lines there and are also the background noise are not going to be visual elements of the scene, so that you'll be able to have a lot more fun with your voices and you don't have to worry about the visual. It's all going to be sort of so let's try to run this through because it probably will take a little bit of time here. Peggy, all right, children, all right. And really, hold on a second.
Oh, God. Hang on, I've got to get a lead.
Okay. Okay. Okay, she's almost rolled over there. Oh, birthday table. Yeah, all right, children. This Peggy must be your birthday table. She said there's a right now. Pause up. All right, children, we're ready. Okay, good. All right.
Or Anj.
Yeah, so you guys do all your, just follow through on the script and do all your screaming, yelling, and lines from the black, and let's see
Okay.
how it works out, all right?
All right.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Let's go from, all right, children, here we go.
All right, children, we're ready.
Yay!
Yeah.
I want cake.
Children, the dining room. This is not the monkey house at the zoo. All right, then I'll just have to tell Roberta in the kitchen to put away all the ice cream and cake.
Ah.
Now that's much better. Now I want everyone to leave the table.
Good, I just want to make this note to you. When you all start making monkey noises, right? Don't make them so that make sure Cindy can come over the top there. All right, then I'll just have to tell Roberta in the kitchen, put away all the ice cream and cake, and then no noise. Right? But you got to keep making the monkey noises all the way through her line. All right, here we go. Children, children, children.
Children. This dining room.
Ah.
The monkey house at the zoo.
Oh.
All right, then I'll just have to tell Roberta in the kitchen to put away all the ice cream and cake.
Ah.
Good. That's much better. Now I want everyone to leave the table quietly, and go into hall and then come back in here in the right way. That's it. Go out, turn around and come in. Come in as if you were your mummies and daddies coming into a lovely dinner party. No. Let Winky go first. It's her birthday and she's the hostess. That's it. Good. Now you sit at the head of the table, Winky. Good. No, Billy, you sit next to Winky. It should be boy, girl. That's it. Yes, very good. Now, what do we do with our hands? Yes, exactly. We unfold them and tuck them under our chins. And then we put on our party hats.
Can the boys wear their hats in the house?
Yes, they can, Brewster, because this is a special occasion. And sometimes on special occasions, the rules can change. I said sometimes. And I meant some of the rules.
Oh, there's my daddy.
Where, Billy? Oh, hi.
Hi. Hi, Bill.
Yeah.
I have to pick up Bill.
I thought Judy was picking him up.
She asked me to.
You're a little early. We haven't even had our cake.
She told me to be early.
I can't get mine to work.
Help her, Brewster. Little boys are supposed to help little girls.
Where's Frank?
Playing golf. Where else?
On Winky's birthday?
Don't get me started, please.
Okay, can we have the ice cream now, please?
In a minute, dear. Be patient. Then you'll have something to look forward to.
1, 2,
Judy must have known he'd be playing golf.
Judy knows everything
6.
She knows about us at least.
about us. How?
She said she could tell by the way we behaved.
Behaved. Where?
At the Bramwell's dinner party.
Well, we hardly spoke to each other.
That's how she could tell.
We
want
ice cream. We want ice cream. We want ice cream.
She says she'll fight it tooth and nail.
We want
Ice
We
cream.
haven't done
We
anything.
want ice cream.
She wants to nip it in the bud.
Ice cream. Ice
All
cream.
right,
Ice cream.
Win.
I
Now,
know.
Roberta is very
Yay.
busy in the kitchen because she also has a dinner party tonight. So who would like to help bring things out?
Me. Me.
All right, tell you what. Billy, you get the ice cream, and Sandra, you bring out the cake.
Uh,
Walk, be careful, walk, don't run, and be polite to Roberta because she's working very hard. And Brewster and Winky, you'll have other responsibilities. For instance, Brewster, when Billy and Sandra reappear through that door, what will you do?
Sing the song.
Good, Brewster. Now be very quiet and watch that door. And as soon as they come out, start singing.
She says she's thinking of telling her father about us.
Her father.
He'd fire me immediately.
What if he did?
I'd be out of a job, Peggy.
You could get another.
Where? Doing what?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Winky. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, no, sweetheart, wait. Always wait. Before you blow out the candles, you have to make a wish. And Mommy has to make a wish. See, Mommy is putting her wedding ring around one of the candles. Now we both close our eyes and make a wish.
I wish I could have.
Oh, no, don't tell. Never tell a wish. If you do, it won't come true. All right. Now blow.
Yay!
Hey!
Now, would you cut the cake and give everyone a piece, please? And Brewster, you pass the ice cream.
What did you wish for?
Won't tell.
You think it'll come true?
No.
She'd make it so messy for everyone.
Judy.
She'd make it impossible.
So would Frank.
I thought he didn't care.
Care if it were messy.
We could leave town
And go where?
wherever I find a job.
Yes.
I've got an uncle in Syracuse.
Syracuse?
We could live there.
Is it nice, Syracuse?
I think it's on some lake.
Syracuse.
You'd have Winky. I'd get Bill in the summer.
In Syracuse.
At least we'd be free.
Winky, wipe your mouth, please.
Billy,
What?
would you come here a minute, please? Do you have to go to the bathroom?
No.
Then don't do that, please.
Don't do what?
You know what? I'll go back and enjoy the party. Sorry.
I grew up here.
Who didn't?
It's just to pick up stakes.
I know.
I mean, this is where I live.
Me too. We'll just have to behave ourselves then.
Oh, Ted,
We got little children.
oh, I can't stand it.
And if we're seated next to each other, we'll just have to make a conscious effort.
Oh, we won't be seated next to each other. Judy will see to that
Well, for a while anyway.
for quite a while.
I want more cake. I want more
Everyone
cake.
finished, Mommy.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Hmm.
And here's your ring from the cake.
Oh, good for you, darling. I forgot all about it.
I know.
I planned some games.
Want me to stay?
It would help.
Then I'll stay.
All right, into the living room now, children, for some games.
What games?
Oh, all kinds of games. Blind man's bluff, pin the tail on the donkey.
Yay!
I'll get them started.
Would you? Well, I propitiate Roberta.
I'll be the donkey.
Oh, stop.
I'll be the ass.
Stop or I'll scream.
Come on, Mommy. We're waiting.
We're coming, dear.
Okay. All right, everybody, come on back. Come on back to the potty.
I had a discussion with 15 children in residence.
God.
Oh, I know. Well, and it's just a sense of both of you going to have to find sort of the same focus that, because these are all, real little kids, right? These are little kids, right? These are like, they feel like, 5 or 6.
5
4,
or 6, yeah.
don't they, to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I can't have any adult voices, okay?
Hey,
I can't have it, okay?
So as you work on your little child voice, make sure you take all the adult out of it. Billy.
Gladly.
Okay. So, and we will work out all those little cues. Just kind of go over what you think they are. And I don't want to spend the time toning them now tonight because I just want to get James connected with it. But there's going to be a lot of little toning and stuff that has to be done in the context. It's going to be funnier, I think, with you guys off stage and not visual, but it's also, it's got to be really clear because we're doing it that way. So what's actually happened. What else do I want to say? Oh yeah, I did a whispering. Oh yeah, all you kids, when you go, then you'll have something to look forward to, and then all the kids whisper and start counting to 60, right?
Uh-huh.
Right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
that, yeah, Judy must be playing golf. Judy knows everything. 1, 2. I want to try to work it out this way, right? If it could work out this way, so that they go 1, Judy go, and then Ted goes, Judy must have known he'd been playing golf. 2,
Oh.
Judy knows everything. 3, so that it's right between the lines. It might even be funny because listen, if you look at it that way, it's 1, Judy must have known he'd be playing golf. 2, Judy knows everything. 3, she knows, you know what I mean? It's almost like a list of, it's
Right.
almost like a list of suspicions,
Right.
right? So,
Cute.
right? So that if we put the numbers between the lines, so it will start out with, then you'll have something to look forward to. 1, Judy must have known he'd be playing golf. 2, yeah, and so and also rhythmically, guys, Ted and Peggy, make sure that you have a faster rhythm in that area so that we really are kind of doing it second by second.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And I just want you to mark through that on your own time, and then we'll get it next time.
Up until we all say we want ice cream.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. I think that'll be very funny.
That gets up to 10, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
Dare
Well,
we
do
give
they
it a,
really know how to count up to 60? They'll be like,
well, you won't make it. Yeah, right.
I think it's 9.
Or 9. No.
Well, let's try it. All right, here we go. In a minute, dear, be patient. You'll have something to look forward to. And then you guys start with 1. All right, here we go.
Okay.
And
In a minute, dear. Be patient. Then you'll have something to look forward to.
1.
Judy must have known she'd be playing golf.
two,
Judy knows everything.
three,
She knows
She
about
knows
us,
us.
please. Oh, sorry.
4.
Good,
About
good, good.
how?
Okay, good, 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 good.
Sorry, I said
This is a
goodbye.
party of intelligent children, not slow children.
Retarded.
Really, okay. These are intelligent children that are right on top of their queue. I mean, you got to come up. You got to be. Judy must have known he'd been playing golf too. And don't extend the two. Just make it 2, 1, 2, and you're right on cue. Always right on top of the last word of the next person. Here we go. And here we go. One more time. In a minute, dear. Be patient.
In a minute, dear, be patient. Then you'll have something to look forward to.
1,
Judy must have known he'd be playing golf.
2,
2,
Judy knows everything.
3,
She knows about us at least.
4,
About us? How?
5,
5,
She said she could tell by the way we behaved
6,
6,
Behave where?
7,
7,
at the Bramwell's dinner party.
8,
8,
We hardly spoke to each other.
9.
That's how she could tell.
We
want
want
ice cream. We want
Yeah,
ice cream.
That's great, guys. That's exactly right. You're a little more intelligent that time. But it's a party of slow children. Oh my God. And so as you begin to work this, it'll be 1, 2, 3. It should be more anticipatory as you get going, and then you can't stand it when you get to 10, then you all scream, right? The hell was 60. And please just try to be right on top of their last word, not covering the word, but right on top of it. And then also know, Peggy and Ted need to know that you need to be right on top of the queue and not wait for them either. So that,
Right.
okay. So we won't rehearse that anymore, but it'll be fun and it works really well. A little later after the 1, 2, 3, there's a long pause after a long speech that Peggy has. All right, children, you win. Now Roberta's very busy in the kitchen because she also has a dinner party, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see that long pause there? You see that long? Billy and Sandra will appear there. What will you do? And just make that a longer pause. All right, Brewster. Who's Brewster? You're Brewster, of course. You're Brewster. And Brewster is the slowest of the smart kids. Okay, Brewster's the most panicked of the smart kids. So he just doesn't. He's like a deer in the headlights. Use that long pause, John.
So which I don't know which pause you're talking about. I mean, it
The
was
long
Top
pause.
of page 30.
30, yeah. Sing the song is what you say after it.
Yeah. For instance,
oh, long
Brewster,
pause.
when
Okay.
Billy and Sandra reappear at the door, what will you do?
Sing
Oh,
the
gotcha.
song.
Yeah, right, exactly. So that the activity that happens, because we don't see John, the activity that happens is you trying to encourage the right answer. Exactly, right?
What will you do?
Yeah. And what do you wish for? Let's go with Ted and Peggy from What Did You Wish For? All right. You see where that is? It's a little further past all of this.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I
What
just
was
want to,
that?
yep.
Where are we?
Bottom of 30 for me.
Bottom of 30. Okay.
All right. Here we go. What did you wish for?
What did you wish for?
Won't tell.
Do you think it'll come true?
No.
She'd make it so messy for everyone.
Judy.
She'd make it impossible.
So would Frank.
I thought he didn't care.
Okay, good. I want to go back. Good. So put a little more emphasis on you, on what did you wish for, right?
Oh,
Right. And
Yeah.
right, because that's the kind of subtle little thing that adults would have. Won't tell. Ain't giving it up because we both know what it is anyway. Do you think? And then you both know what it is. No. Yeah, she'd make it ever. This is not gonna. Yeah. We got to know these people. All right, here we go. What'd you wish for?
what did you wish for?
Won't tell.
Do you think it'll come true?
No.
Good. Now you see the pause that comes after that?
Yeah.
If you guys don't pause before that, this will work. But if you pause between those lines, it doesn't work. All right, here we go. Try it again. What'd you wish
Okay.
for?
What did you wish for?
Won't tell.
You think it'll come true?
No.
She'd make it so messy for everyone.
Judy,
She'd make it impossible.
so would Frank.
Good, good, good. I gotta feel like I know, like you know these people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's the key to this relationship. And that's the key because you're both fucking around with people that you know behind your back. I mean, it's almost like swinging without permission, you know. You have to know all the players involved and know what your relationship is with them.
Right.
That's
I mean,
the key.
talking about Judy and Frank.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Ted and
Well, I
Peggy.
mean,
Oh,
everybody.
yeah. Well, you have to know your wife and she
Yeah.
has to know her husband. And that's sort of how you guys got together to have the idea to begin with is it's one noticing that the other doesn't love their spouse and then saying, God, you know, that's me too. And I kind of like him, you know,
Yeah.
that's where that whole kind of secret thing begins, I guess. Although this is something that actually never happened to me. So there you go. Okay, so that's the thing you guys got to work on is knowing this. So it's a real sense of knowledge in these discussions that you have. Okay, cool beans.
Gotcha.
And I think that's all the notes I got. We'll work out all the children, but this is a great little scene. Okay, what do we got next? Then we got Eric and Anj, and we got James and Anj for Paul and Marjorie. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's 38.
Right.
Starts with Marjorie's line. What do you think? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ready, James?
This one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, under the table.
Right. So,
Right.
so here you are, James. This time you're, you know, a real handyman. You're just a manly handyman.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, you know all your joints. Yes, you do. And realize when you're talking about all this, you guys have to think sex when you're talking
Right.
about this stuff, right? You got to think sex, even though it's coming off as something else. But you
Right.
gotta be. It's such a great metaphor for that. Okay, here we go.
We're
Buddy.
we're all singing this Thanksgiving hymn, right, on page 41. Come ye thankful people, come.
Yeah. You are, but don't worry about that now. We're gonna have vocal lessons next week. You're gonna help us learn both of those
Orally?
songs next week,
Okay.
John. Since
Okay.
you're the real singer of the group.
And
But for orally?
should we be thinking about sex when we're singing that one too?
Of course, absolutely.
When in doubt.
Sex.
Yeah, so next week we're going to work on this. If you can work on this Thanksgiving song, and you immediately sent out a copy of Orally, which I just really thank you for so much. And if you can send out a copy of this too, and then they can both kind of go over that.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Marjorie, what do you think?
What do you think?
You're in trouble.
Oh dear, I knew it.
It's becoming unglued,
I know the feeling.
coming apart at the seams.
You think it's hopeless?
Let me check the table.
It shakes very badly. I had
Okay.
a few.
Okay, so just to give this, all right, just play these first 8 lines like it's you're a doctor and she's a patient. Watch what happens.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So here's the patient. The patient is.
What do you think?
He just got the test results. And go ahead.
What do you think?
You're in trouble.
Oh dear, I knew it. Oh,
It's becoming unglued,
I know the feeling.
coming apart at the seams.
Do you think it's hopeless?
Let me double check the table.
It
Good.
shakes.
Now just do this for me, right? Instead of it's becoming unglued, just go you're becoming unglued. I mean, I really want you to play this game, all right? Like you're in a doctor's office, just for
The
a
whole,
second.
so,
Okay.
okay,
Just these first 6 lines, just these
Okay,
first six
okay,
lines,
okay.
right? It's in. Here
okay.
we go.
What do you think?
You're in trouble.
Dear, I knew it.
You're becoming unglued,
I know the feeling.
coming apart at the seams.
Do you think it's hopeless?
Let me check the table.
Good.
It shakes
All right,
very
good.
badly.
All right, good. Now you see the point? You see how that
Yeah.
works so well? How it makes it so much. And you know, the great part about it is the audience won't know this, but you guys do. And it
Yeah.
makes it a lot more fun. You know?
Oh, okay. So there's an element of surprise. with
Yeah,
that.
there's a comic element
Right.
in your enjoyment of the metaphor. And that will work for you all the way through the scene. All right, let's just read through the scene. I will shut up and let you guys talk
Okay.
now. All right, start it again. Here we go.
What do you think?
You're in trouble.
Oh, dear, I knew it.
You're becoming unglued,
I know the feeling.
coming apart at the seams.
What do you think it's hopeless?
Let me check the table.
Oh,
Good. I want
Shakespeare.
to go back again. Same thing, but I don't see any pauses, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
All
And
right.
the pause is when he crawls under the table, and then it's a new beat after that, right? And here we go.
What do you think?
You're in trouble.
Oh, dear, I knew it.
You're becoming unglued,
I know the feeling.
coming apart at the seams.
Oh, do you think it's hopeless?
Let me check the table.
It shakes very badly. I had a few friends over the other night, and every time we tried to cut our chicken, our water glasses started tinkling frantically, and the chairs creaked and groaned. It was like having a dinner party at Pompeii.
I'm checking the joints here.
Oh, it's all very sad how things run down and fall apart. I used to tell my husband, my ex-husband, we have such lovely old things. We should oil them. We should wax them. We should keep them up. But of course, I couldn't do everything and he wouldn't do anything. And now you're here to give up the coup de grace.
Hey, look at this.
What?
Look under here.
Oh, I don't dare.
I'm serious. Look.
Wait till I put on my glasses. Where? I can't see.
Under here. Look. This support. See how loose this is?
I can't quite. Wait.
Come on.
All right.
See? Look at this support.
I see. It wiggles like mad.
And look over here.
Yeah, you see how the doctor's
new
report keeps.
piece in over here. See?
See, James,
Yeah.
how the doctor's report keeps. Oh, and look over here. I got to put a whole new piece in over here. See, this is going on. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, you're fucking falling apart. You know, right? You're the expert. All right, here we go. Let's go from. Oh, and look over here. I have to put a whole new piece in over here. Pick it from there.
All right. And look over here. I have to put a whole new piece in over here. See? This is gone.
I see.
And excuse me. Oh, wait, that's Paul. No, wait, and excuse me, please. This pedestal is loose. Probably needs a new dowel. I'll have to ream it out, put it in another.
You think so?
Oh, sure. In fact, your whole dining room needs to be re-screwed, re-glued, and renewed.
Good. All right, now let's just see here. You see the sexuality there, right?
Yeah, re-screwed,
And excuse me,
re-glued,
please.
reamed out.
Probably needs. I probably have to ream it out and put it in. Oh, do you think so?
Hmm.
You know, it's like, oh, that'd be nice. Because
Yeah.
one thing we know about Marjorie is she hasn't been laid in a long time. Okay. Marjorie's looking for a little under the table action. She's scared shitless. But anyway, here we go. Let's go from oh, and look over here. I have to go put a whole new piece in over there.
And look over here. I have to put a whole new piece in over here. See? This is gone.
Oh, I see.
And excuse me, please.
Oh.
This pedestal is loose. Probably needs a new dowel. I have to ream it out, put it in another.
Oh, do you think so?
Oh, sure. In fact, your whole dining room needs to be re-screwed, re-glued, and renewed.
Hmm.
No, good. What does that mean to you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so when you look at when you're looking at that table piece, it's like when you
Mm,
look at it, it's like, mm.
mm,
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, oh, that sounds really good.
yeah.
Yeah, and keep going from there. What's the matter?
What's the matter?
I've never been under a table before.
Oh, yeah?
It's all just wood under here, isn't it?
That's all it is.
I mean, you'd think a dining room was something special, but it isn't underneath. It's all just wood. It's just a couple of big, wide boards.
That's right.
What's this here?
What's what?
Well, you'll have to come to back under here to
Let's
see.
cut that line because he's not going to be able to come. Right. Yeah,
Okay.
here we go. So take it from what's this here, and then he says what's what, and then you say there's some writing here burned into the wood.
Okay.
Okay, here. What's this here? From there.
It's all just wood. I mean, so it is. I mean, fuck. I've never been under a table before.
I want to try to pick it with
Oh,
what's.
yeah?
Oh, okay, good.
It's all just.
What's this here? What's this? A little further down.
No, well, that's okay. Then pick it up from where you just did. Here we go. I've never been under a table before.
I've never been under a table before.
Oh, yeah?
It's all just wood under here, isn't it?
That's all it is.
I mean, you'd think a dining room table was something special, but it isn't underneath. It's all just wood. It's just a couple of big, wide boards.
That's right.
What's this here?
What's what?
Well, you'll have to. There's some writing here burned into the wood.
Where?
Right here. Freeman's Furniture, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, 1898.
Oh, that's the manufacturer's mark.
1898?
That's what it says.
Oh, but that's not so old.
Not if it was made in 1898.
Well, that's not old at all. It's not even an antique. It's just American.
There's a lot of those around. They used to crank them out at the end of the 19th century.
Now, aren't I dumb? For years, we've been thinking it's terribly valuable.
Well, it is, in a sense. It's well made. It's a solid, serviceable copy based on the English.
Well, I'll be darned. You learn something every day. You know a lot about furniture, don't you?
Okay, good. Now that's a come on line if I ever
Yeah.
heard it. Yeah,
Right.
here we go. So it's kind of a new beat, right?
Right, it is.
Right. And
Well, okay. Well, I'll be darned. You learn something every day. You know a lot about furniture, don't you?
I'm beginning to.
Oh,
because you're kind of new at this too, right? Right. Okay. So that's the truth. Here we go. Once again, you know a lot about furniture, don't you?
you know a lot.
I'm
Yeah.
new
know-
at this.
Yeah, I think you are. I think
Oh,
you
that's
used-
right, because I used to be a stockbroker. Right.
Right. So you're just like my dad. My dad just loved doing stuff with his hands. It's just that's who you are, and it's new. So here we go. You know a lot about furniture, don't you? Here we go.
You know a lot about furniture, don't you?
I'm beginning to.
Beginning to. I'll bet your father was a cabinet maker or something.
My father was a banker,
A banker?
and I was a stockbroker until I got into this.
I don't believe this.
Sure. I decided I wanted to see what I was doing and touch it and see the results. So I took up carpentry.
I am amazed. I mean, I know some stockbrokers. Is this the support that's bad?
That's the one.
What if you put a nail in here?
Not a nail, a screw.
All right. And another one over here, or at least some household cement?
Well, they have these epoxy glues now.
All right. And maybe cram a matchbook or something in here?
Not a matchbook.
A wedge then. A wooden wedge.
Good idea.
See, I can do it too. So, well, will you be taking the table away or can you fix it here?
I can fix it here if you want.
That might make more sense. I mean, my husband used to ask for written estimates, materials and labor.
I'll write one up.
Suppose I helped on the labor.
I've never worked that way.
I should learn. I shouldn't be so helpless.
Okay, why not?
Besides, it's not an antique. If I make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, is it?
Not at all.
When could we start?
Today? Now, if you want.
And we're a partnership, aren't we? We should have a drink to celebrate.
Okay.
What do we have? Something snappy like a martini.
No, I gave them up with the stock market. How about a beer?
Fine. Idea. Good, solid beer, if I've got it.
Good. So here's the key, right? Character-wise, both James, your character is really kind of a guy who's found his own peace. You know what I mean?
Oh, peace, P-E-A-C-E?
Yeah, P-E-A-C-E. Yeah. Sorry, that was not a sexual intent. But nice pickup, though. I really
I do what I can.
out of the mouths of babes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a sense that this guy is really satisfied and comfortable with himself, within himself, which is in complete contrast to Marjorie, who is completely uncomfortable with herself, who has no self-confidence, is looking for, and what she sees in you is this really sort of man who's comfortable in his own skin, which I think is very unusual in those days. It's also very unusual for someone to leave a stockbroking job to become a furniture repairman. I mean, he must be wealthy too.
Right.
But
Right.
he's got his tools.
Oh,
That's a turn on.
Oh yeah, he's got his
Oh, yeah.
tools, all right.
Oh, yeah.
He's
That
got those,
screwdriver, the hammer.
the
that
big
belt.
boards. He's got a couple of big boards. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. He's got all of that stuff.
Some power tools.
Yeah,
Ooh.
absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry. Now you're making Ange crazy. I'm making Ange crazy.
Yes,
So-
it's been a long pandemic. Go ahead.
Yes, it has. Oh my God. Yeah. He's a fun guy, and I think that he's not uptight. He's very loose. She is the one who's sort of really uptight and kind of worried about things.
Gotcha.
Right. So as the doctor, it's like, well, yeah, you got a problem. It's not like you're going to die. It's like you got a problem.
Right. He's just the expert.
Yeah, he's
I'm
just
with
yeah, but not an expert in the sense that he has to be right, just in the sense that
Right.
he loves
Okay.
doing it. He's just actually doing something that he loves. And poor Marjorie is just, very uptight. She's just, and she's just searching for somebody, and that person is sitting right next to her, and she just doesn't know what to do, what to say next. Realize that a lot of your conversation is just trying to make conversation, Ange.
Right.
Right. I'm hoping we might be able to do something visually, like put some sort of, like blanket or something, so something that really crams you guys in.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm working on that stuff as we go along. Okay.
What I loved, happenstance probably for me, I don't know about other people, but the two of you are in squares next to each other.
Uh-huh.
And James, you were leaning to your left and Ange was leaning to her right, and you were almost touching. And I think that is very
Oh, that's
important too, Bill. to have.
Yeah, absolutely. That really can work for us.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know how we got there.
This-
Well, you will when when
Oh.
eventually we get on board with somebody who knows what they're doing with
Right.
Zoom, then they'll be
Right.
able to set it up for you, and we'll be able
but
to
it was so
rehearse that.
perfect. It was just happenstance, but it was so
Wow.
perfect.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. All right, let's read through it one more time. What do you think?
Sure.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, also, Ange, I got in the very beginning, Ange, your first longest speech is that, and the chairs creaked and groaned.
Uh-huh. Right.
take a half a beat before it was like having dinner at Pompeii. So
Right.
it's a cute little come on joke, right?
Okay.
So it separates yourself and it shows that what she's trying to do is make him laugh.
Right.
And if you look at the next speech down, it's all very sad how things run down and fall apart. It's talking about yourself, basically. I used to tell my husband, my ex-husband, make sure you hit the X really hard.
Right.
Right. Ooh, don't want to get that wrong.
Right.
All
I
right.
just got a flash of the character, the as if as she's like an Annie Hall. No,
No, I think
She's not
Annie
that
Hall.
ditzy. She's not ditzy.
She's not ditzy. She's repressed.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. It's almost like, remember James's character in the beginning with Mel, that really sort of overbearing husband, who's sort of put her in a box all of her life. And now she's, falling apart and her life seems like it's ending. And God, I know how you feel. And yeah, well, yeah. Can we rebuild that? Can we fix that? Yeah, I think with a little glue and a little, it's great. All right, here we go. What do you think?
What do you think?
You're in trouble.
Oh dear, I knew it.
It's becoming unglued.
I know the feeling.
You're coming apart at the seams.
Do you think it's hopeless?
Let me check the table.
It shakes very badly. I had a few friends over the other night, and every time we tried to cut our chicken, our water glasses started tinkling frantically, and the chairs creaked and groaned. It was like having dinner at Pompeii.
I'm checking the joints here.
Oh, it's all very sad. How things run down and fall.
Good. And Ange, really, it's all very sad. I think think that you're talking about yourself. And here we go. It's all very sad.
It's all very sad how things run down and fall apart. I used to tell my husband, my ex-husband, we have such lovely old things. We should oil them. We should wax them. We should keep them up. But of course, I couldn't do everything, and he wouldn't do anything. Now you're here to give the coup de grace.
Hey, look at this.
What?
Look under here.
Oh, I don't dare.
No, I'm serious. Look.
Wait, until I put on my glasses? Where? I can't see.
Under here. Look. This support. See how loose this is?
I can't quite. Oh, wait.
Come on.
All right.
Good. All right. So see, really what this is him encouraging you to go outside of your bounds that you've set up for yourself. Come on under the table.
Okay.
It's fine down here, right? You go, oh, I don't think so. I don't think I think I can do that yet.
Okay.
That's not me. Let's go from,
Okay.
hey, look at this.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay.
Hey, look at this.
What?
Look under here.
Oh, I don't dare.
No, I'm serious. Look.
Wait till I put on my glasses. Where? I
Under
can't.
here. Look. This support. See how loose this is?
I can't quite. Oh, wait.
Come on.
All right.
See? Look at this support.
Yeah. And so again, James, just see, look at this support. It's so relaxed. It needs to be
Okay.
so relaxed, so easy. And go. See, look at this support.
See, look at this support.
I see. It wiggles like mad.
And look over there. I have to put a whole new piece over there. See? This is gone.
Oh, I see.
And excuse me, please. The pedestal is loose. Probably needs a new dowel. I have to ream it out, put in another.
Oh, do you think so?
Oh, sure. In fact, your whole dining room needs to be re-screwed, re-glued, and renewed.
Mm.
What's the matter?
I've never been under a table before.
Oh, yeah.
It was all just wood under here, isn't it?
That's all it is.
I mean, you'd think a dining room table was something special, but it isn't underneath. It's all just wood. It's just a couple of big, wide boards.
That's right.
What's this here?
What's what?
Well, you'll have to come. Well, there's some writing here burned into the wood.
Where?
Right here. Freeman's Furniture, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, 1898.
Oh, that's a watermark. That's a manufacturer's mark.
1898?
That's what it says.
That's not so old.
Well, not if it was made in 1898.
Well, that's not old at all. It's not even an antique. It's just American.
Well, there's a lot of these around. They used to crank them out at the end of the 19th century.
Oh, aren't I dumb? For years, we've been thinking it's terribly valuable.
Well, it is in a sense. It's well made. It's a solid, serviceable copy based on the English.
Well, I'll be darned. You learn something every day. You know a lot about furniture, don't you?
I'm beginning to.
Beginning to. I'll bet your father was a cabinet maker or something.
My father was a banker,
Banker?
and I was a stockbroker until I got into this.
I don't believe it.
Sure. I decided I wanted to see what I was doing and touch it and see the results. So I took up carpentry.
I am amazed. I mean, I know some stockbrokers. Is this the support that's bad?
That's the one.
What if you put a nail in here?
Not a nail, a screw.
All right. And another one over here, or at least some household cement.
Well, they have these epoxy glues now.
All right. And maybe cram a matchbook or something in here?
Not a matchbook.
A wedge then? A wooden wedge.
Good idea.
See, I can do it too. So, well, will you be taking the table away or sit here?
I can fix it in here if you want.
Oh, that may make more sense. My husband used to ask for written estimates, material and labor.
I'll write one up.
Well, suppose I helped on the labor.
Well, I've never worked that way.
I should learn. I shouldn't be so helpless.
Okay, why not?
Besides, it's not an antique. If I make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, is it?
Not at all.
When could we start?
Today. Now, if you want.
Then we're a partnership, aren't we? We should have a drink to celebrate.
Okay.
What do we have? Something snappy like a martini?
No, I gave them up with the stock market. How about a beer?
Fine idea. Good, solid beer, if I've got it.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good solid beer. Yeah, yeah, that's the kind of fuck I need. A good solid beer fuck. Yeah, exactly. That's great, guys. That was a really nice adjustment. You all hear the difference in that, right?
Yeah, I felt it for sure.
Right, with that great sense of ease, that's just, it's very simple, it's very easy. This is how this is gonna happen. Really, you have to do, and you're working with somebody who's just, ooh, Jock's starting to figure it out. It's fun. Nice job, you guys. Good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
American, I was waiting to hear I like the sausage.
And I like it, the sausage.
I like the sausage.
Let's go. Let's see. We're gonna do. Let's do Act 2. This is where the little boy comes home. It's John and Ange, right? And then the little boy comes home, right?
Right.
What page are you guys on with that?
Page 48.
Okay.
Right? Is it Gordon and Kate?
Yes.
Kate is you and John, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. And then.
And I'm Chris, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, you're
yeah.
Chris, right?
Yeah.
So the decision we've made for you before you even get to start is that you're prep school. You're coming home from prep school. You're a high school senior coming home from prep school.
Okay.
Okay. And I think you're aware of the fact that your parents are not happy. I
Yeah.
think that's part of one of the reasons why you're off to prep school, is that they probably don't want you to see it. You know, they don't want you to see it. And
Right.
so you have some knowledge coming into this situation.
Yeah.
Can someone be on the book?
Yeah.
I will.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll call line if I need it.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We ready to play?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
I'm in here, Gordon. I've made tea.
T.
Tea,
Why T?
because I like it. I love it. Or would you like a drink?
No, thanks.
Good, 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 good. So I want to just launch you a little bit differently. All right, Anj,
Okay.
I want to launch you with, like, I think we talked about it before, that it was great to have sex again.
Right,
But immediately after you had sex, you could tell that he felt guilty about it.
right.
And that you carry that into the other room with you. So that I'm in here, Gordon, I made the tea. You know, there's this sense of,
Oh, okay.
right? So that you've got a place to go.
Okay.
All right. If you start out a little, I can tell you're unsatisfied. I can tell, even though you're supposed to be satisfied, that there's something, and it's all got to do with Gordon. Gordon is just not handling this well, and you want Gordon to handle this well, please, God. I mean, you're never going to have it again unless Gordon handles it well. All right, here we go.
I'm in here, Gordon. I've made tea.
T?
Tea,
Why T?
because I like it. I love it. Or would you like a drink?
No, thanks.
Go ahead. Don't worry about me. I'm over that. They even have it in the house. I never touch it.
No, thanks, Kate.
Then have tea. It's good. It's
But
early.
I want to go back again one more time. And I think this might, because it's critical for your character, Anj, is you say, go ahead, don't worry about me. I'm all over that. We even have it in the house. I never even touch it. I think there's a bit of a lush in her, and I think that I think she's an alcoholic.
Right.
Right. And
Yeah.
so I think you need to give her a few more miles. So there's like, I'm in here, Gordon, so there's this much more experienced sense to her, that she has much
Okay.
more life experience than Gordon. And it's this extra bit of life experience that's just maybe a bridge too far for Gordon. I'm not sure Gordon is going to have another episode with you after this, not because of you, but because of how guilty he feels.
Right. And if I come off, I mean, I feel like I want him to say this is like the person I probably have really liked for a very long time during
Right.
my marriage, and it's finally, and now I feel like if I am kind of mean to him, but if that's my character, if she's an alcoholic, there is a hardness to her. So
Well, let's just say this. Remember, we talked about the emotional cause for alcoholism. The emotional placement is, what the fuck? I don't give a fuck. What's the difference? What the fuck? Gordon, I'm in here. I made tea because I like tea. It's just,
okay,
it's a sense of what the fuck. And I think that works for you all the way through the scene until your son comes home. And if then there's other stakes, then now there's the stakes of your son that all of a sudden become involved, and we see who you used to be. But who you really are is the alcoholic who's going, what the fuck? What's the difference? What he's out of town, he's not coming back, let's screw. And so I just think that it's not, does that make sense, Anj?
yeah, I just have to turn my
In
gears.
the Louise Hay, it says, what's the use? Feeling of futility, guilt, inadequacy,
Right.
self-rejection.
Wow, I mean, doesn't that say everything that she's in?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm.
Feeling of futility. It's never going to work out with my husband, right? So I want to make it work out with him, and I don't give a fuck whether it works out or not. What's the fucking difference?
Okay.
Man, here we go.
I'm in here, Gordon. I've made tea.
T?
Tea,
Why T?
because I like it. I love it. Or would you want a drink?
No, thanks.
Oh, go ahead. It's all right. Don't worry about me. I'm all over that. They even have it in the house. I never touch it.
No, no, thanks, Kate.
Then have tea. It's very good. It's Earl Grey.
I ought to be getting back.
Gordon, please. Have tea.
All right.
Thank you.
Tea in the dining room.
Where else? Should we guiltily hover over the kitchen table?
No.
Yeah, and that's a real comment on him. Oh, what, should we guiltily hug over there? You're like, you're feeling all guilty. Is that, will it make you feel better? That's great. Because I don't give a fuck. I'm going to fucking tease the shit out of this guy. Let's go from tea in the dining room. Here we go.
Tea in the dining room.
Where else? Oh, or should we hover guiltily over the kitchen table?
No.
Tea in the dining room. What would you like? Lemon or milk?
Whatever.
Gordon,
Milk then, no sugar.
milk it is then. Sit down, will you?
I thought I heard a sound.
Really? And what sound did you hear? A distant lawnmower? A faulty burglar alarm?
I thought I heard a car.
What, a car on this godforsaken street? Should we rush to the window, cheer, wave flags?
Go easy, Kate.
Well, I doubt very much that you heard a car.
It stopped.
Sound?
The car stopped.
All right, Gordon. You heard a car stop, but it isn't Ed's car, is it? Because as we both know, Ed is in Amsterdam or Rotterdam, or who gives a damn? Now, please sit down. Have tea, for heaven's sakes. Now, when can we meet again?
I heard a car door slam.
Really? That's because cars have doors. And when people feel frustrated, they feel like slamming them.
I'm going.
Ah, I see how it is. A quick tumble with the bored wife of your best friend.
Someone's at the front door.
No,
Yes, someone with a key.
then you've got to stay.
Mom,
Oh, God help us.
I'm home, Mom.
Now you've got to have tea.
Mom,
We're in the kitchen, darling. Well, how'd you get here?
I took a cab from the bus station.
Oh, you look marvelous, taller than ever. Say hello to Uncle Gordon.
Hi, Chris. Welcome home.
Hi.
What is this? Is this what they teach you at Deerfield? Not to shake hands, not to call people by name?
Hello, Uncle.
Hi, Chris.
What brings you here, darling? I was expecting you Saturday.
I got honors.
Honors.
You get 2 days early if you get over an 85 average.
But then you should have telephoned.
I wanted to surprise you.
I ought to go.
Oh, nonsense. Have more tea. Chris, have some tea. I was taking a nap and Gordon stopped by and we thought we'd have tea. Have some tea. Or a Coke. Have a Coke. How about a beer? How about a beer for a big boy who gets honors?
No, thanks.
I'd really better go.
You don't want more tea?
I can't, sorry.
All right then. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Chris.
Goodbye.
He wanted to talk to me about stocks. I inherited some stocks and that he wants me to sell. So he stopped by and
Where's Dad?
in Europe. As I think I wrote you, he'll be back Tuesday.
Mom.
What is that supposed to mean? for heaven's sakes. Oh, Mom. I'd like to know, Christopher, please, what that means. I was having tea. It's a very old custom. Your grandmother would have tea at this very table with the same china all the time. People would stop by. I'd come home after school, and there she'd be, serving tea. It's quite a delightful custom, darling. Where are you going? I asked you a question. You just don't walk away. Christopher, I am talking to you. I am your mother, and the least you could do is.
Good. Just do that last speech again. And what does that mean, pray tell? I want you to pick it up from "Oh, Mom," right? Which says a whole, which is like a paragraph, you know?
Right.
That whole "Oh, Mom" is like a paragraph. And I want you to be much more defensive.
Yes.
Okay? It's another way of overcompensating.
I meant to do that, and I got into that groove. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's go from he's in Europe, darling. As I think I wrote you, he'll be home Tuesday. All right, here we go.
He's in Europe, darling, and as I think I wrote you, he'll be home Tuesday.
Oh, Mom.
And what does that mean, pray tell, oh, Mom? I'd like to know, please.
Good. Now, so even though you don't see somebody turn away, when he turns away, it's like, I'd like to know, please. In other words, remember, you're his mother, and he's
Right.
17 years old. Don't
Right.
turn away from me. In other words, so again, it's using that parental authority
Okay.
to disguise your infidelity. It's like putting him in his place as your defense, because if you put him in his place, then obviously he can't question your morality.
Right.
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 Let's go from he's in Europe, darling, and
He's
go
in
ahead.
Europe, darling, and as I think I wrote you, he'll be home Tuesday.
Oh, Mom.
And what does that mean, pray tell, oh, Mom? I'd like to know, please, what that means. I happen to be having tea, Christopher. It happens to be a very old custom. Your grandmother used to have tea at this very table with the same china every afternoon. All sorts of people would stop by all the time. I'd come home from school, and there she'd be, serving tea. It's a delightful old custom, sweetheart.
Good. And so if by the time you get to that line, it's like it's a delightful old custom, sweetheart. If you're really defending and overly defensive there, you see how that works against the grain of the line being really sweet and sappy, right?
Okay.
Right? It's a delightful old custom, sweetheart. Everybody, and then he starts, where are you going?
Okay.
See how that all ties in?
Yep.
Great. One more time. Here we go. And
Okay.
what does that mean, pray tell?
And what does that mean, pray tell, oh, Mom? I'd like to know, please, what that means. I happen to be having tea, Christopher. It happens to be a very old custom. Your grandmother used to have tea at this very table with the same china every afternoon. All sorts of people would stop by all the time. I'd come home.
Yeah, and you see how that is? All sorts of people would stop by, like
Oh,
this guy
like-
who just left. All sorts
Yeah.
of people. Yeah,
Oh,
this is
right.
what happens here in this room. And
Right.
keep going.
All sorts of people would come by. I'd come back from school, and there she'd be, serving tea. It's a delightful old custom, sweetheart. Where are you going? I asked you a question, please. You just don't walk away. Chris, I am talking to you. I am talking to you. And I am your mother. And the least you can do is,
Bingo. Good. That's much better, Anj.
yeah, okay.
Right? So you
Yeah.
really kind of have three characters, You kind of have three different beats, and that what the fuck, who gives a shit really worked out well, right? And then when
Okay.
Chris gets home, it's like, oh, everything's great on it. It's that it's that overcompensating mother, right? And then Gordon leaves, and he calls her on it, and she tries to put him in his place. That's how she survives all three of those beats.
Right, okay.
But the key is the alcoholic. And believe me, another reason he's probably at prep school and has been for 4 years is that you were an alcoholic and your husband didn't want you to see it, and he knows you're an alcoholic.
Right.
And so he's not unfamiliar with that sort of tone of voice that an alcoholic unthinkingly can provide, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, some of the alcoholics that I knew, one alcoholic was the nicest guy in the whole world, but when he got drunk, I couldn't even be in the same room with him. I just could. It was another person, you know. And I think that Chris is familiar with the other person. You know, I think Gordon is familiar with the other person.
Right.
I think Gordon at many of their parties has seen the other person come out.
Yeah.
And is partially reason for him even being scared to go to bed with you, because if you got drunk and let it all go one night and revealed him, you know what I mean? This happens, you know, this happens all the time. Okay.
Right.
Cool. Nice, John. I think you're spot on. Again, that sense of always listening is the key to that character in that scene, is always listening for something that's really there. But okay. And James, I think you're spot on. I think you're spot on with it. I think and I think when you look at Gordon's got to know that you know.
Yeah.
Right? You come in with that. I mean, the second you see this situation, you know what the situation is.
You know, I was having, Ganja and I were rehearsing today, and I was just having a conversation that, you know, when Chris comes in, we want it to be like, you know, because I mean, again, this kid grew up with me, with her, right?
Yeah.
Obviously with her, but with me, you know, and that we want to do everything we would normally do the way we want to act like we're having a normal that we normally do.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we're, you know, to kind of cover up, to act
Of
like,
course.
oh, hey, it's all, hey, Chris, welcome. Yeah, you know, all the,
Yeah. Hi, Chris. Hi.
Hey, buddy.
It's all
Hey,
right,
buddy.
Chris. It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I think even though Gordon is doing that, I think Gordon knows that Chris knows. I think Gordon very soon knows that Chris knows.
Yeah.
Right.
I think he can tell by the hello, by the lack of the handshake. All of those things just scream the fact that he knows that.
The other thing Anj and I were talking about too, what was funny to me, and you know, Anj was justifying it, and it makes sense, that when she says to me goodbye, she shakes my hand, and I'm thinking, first of all, we all know each other for years. So when we see each other, we hug and kiss. When we leave, we probably hug and kiss. Bye, love you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's so funny that she just we shake hands. That's like,
it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's
Well,
absolutely perfect.
I think it's because I am so like guilty, you know, of this with my son, that I don't want to show. I do want to kiss him.
Oh yeah, you're trying to say, oh, we're just friends. Step by, just like all the other friends through all the other years. Exactly. I think it's you guys think it's some sort of cover, but it actually pulls the covers off to anybody who has half a brain, which I think Chris does have half a brain. I think Chris is the smartest man in the room.
He got
What's that?
He got honors.
Yes,
Exactly.
And he left the room.
All
There
that
you go.
education.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right. Next we got Mel, Meg and Jim, right?
Okay.
Meg and Jim, 67. 60.
Page
Yeah.
54. Can somebody hold book for me, please?
Sure.
Oh, that's great
I
that you
will.
guys are getting ahead of this. That's great.
Thank you. Well, we shall see.
Yeah. Well,
Ha.
all right. All right. So here you are as the conservative dad again, right? But it's a little different this time in the respect that this is a guy who's just tired of being a father, who just wants to have the end of his life to himself, right? And he's got a daughter that just will not allow him to do that. And it just keeps getting worse.
Right.
Okay. All he wants is, he's put his whole life into his kids. He just wants this time now to himself. He's drawn that line. He's already made that decision.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you don't want to have the discussion with you because you know it's going to be something else. So you know that you're going to be put in a bad situation anytime your daughter, especially this daughter, this really free-thinking, liberal-minded, non-Republican daughter that you somehow sprung from your loins. You know,
I'm still contesting that.
yeah, there you go. All right. All right, so where are you going now, Daddy? Here we go.
Where are you going now, Daddy?
I think your mother may want a drink.
She's reading to the children.
That's why she might want one.
Oh, she wants no such thing, Dad.
Then I want one.
No? It's not even 5.
Well, then let's see how the Red Sox are doing.
Daddy, stop.
Stop what?
Stop avoiding me. Ever since I got here, we haven't been able to talk.
Good Lord, what do you mean? Somebody, seems to me everybody's been talking continuously and simultaneously from the moment you got off the plane.
Alone, Daddy. I mean alone. And you know I mean alone.
All right, we'll talk. Right here in the dining room. Good place to talk. Why not? Matter of fact, I'm kind of tired. It's been a long day.
I love this room. I've always loved it, always.
And your mother and I still use it now and then, once a week. Miss Robinson still comes in and cooks us a nice dinner, and we have it in here. Still. Lamb chops, broilers.
I left him, Daddy.
Oh, well, now. A little vacation.
I left him permanently.
Yes, well, permanently is a very long word.
I can't live with him, Dad. We don't get along at all.
Oh, well, you may think that now.
Lying.
Could we live here, Dad?
Could we live here, Dad?
Here?
For a few months?
With 3 small children?
While I work out my life.
What time is it? A little after 5. I think the sun is over the yard end, don't you? Or if it isn't, it should be. I think it's almost permissible for you and me to have a little drink, Meg.
Can we stay here, Dad?
Make us a drink, Maggie.
All right.
I'd like scotch, sweetheart. Make it reasonably strong. You'll find the silver measuring gizmo in the drawer by the trays. I want 2 shots and a splash of water. And I like to use that big glass with the pheasant on it. And not too much ice.
All right.
I saw Mimi Mott the other day. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Dad.
There she was, being a very good sport with her 3rd husband. Her 3rd, who's deaf as a post and extremely disagreeable. So I took her aside. Can you hear me?
I'm listening, Dad.
I took her aside and I said, now, Mimi, tell me the truth. If you had made half as much effort with your first husband as you've made with the last 2, don't you think you'd still be married to him? I asked her that, point blank. You know what Mimi said? She said, maybe. That's exactly what she said. If she had an idea.
That's your generation, Dad.
That's every generation.
It's not mine.
Every generation has to make an effort.
I won't go back to him, Dad. I want to be here.
I wanted the glass with the pheasant on it.
I think the kids used it.
Oh,
So, can we stay here, Dad?
I sleep in your room now. Your mother kicked me out because I snore. And we use the boys' room now to watch TV.
I'll use the guest room.
And the children?
They can sleep on the 3rd floor in the maids' rooms.
We closed them off because of the oil bills.
I don't care, Daddy. We'll work it out. I want to, we'll work it out. Lying.
Just please, that's it.
I don't care, Daddy. We'll work it out. Please.
Give it another try first.
No.
Another try.
Line.
He's got someone else now, Dad.
He's got someone else now, Dad. She's living there right now. She's moved in.
Fly back and kick her out.
Oh, Dad.
I'm serious. You don't know this, but that's what your mother did. One time I became romantically involved with Mrs. Shoemaker. We took a little trip together to Sea Island. Your mother got wind of it and came right down and told Betty Shoemaker to get on the next train. That's all there was to it. Now, why don't you do that? Go tell this woman to peddle her papers elsewhere. We'll sit with the children while you do it.
I got someone else, Dad. I got someone too, Dad.
I mean, you've got a little fling.
I've been going with someone.
A little fling.
I've been living with him.
Where was your husband?
Well, he stayed with his girl.
And your children?
They came and went.
Sounds a little complicated.
Oh, it is, Dad. That's why I need to be here. I needed to come home.
Okay, now let's review the bidding, shall we? Do you plan to marry this new man?
No,
You're not in love with him.
no, he's already married anyway.
And he's decided he loves his wife.
No,
But you've decided you don't love him
yes,
or your husband.
yes.
And your husband's fallen in love with someone else.
Mm-mm. He lives with someone else.
And your children, my grandchildren, come and go among these various households.
Yes, sort of, yes.
Sounds extremely complicated.
Oh, it is, Dad. It really is.
Well, then it seems to me the first thing to do is simplify things. That's the first thing. You ask the man you're living with to leave. You sue your husband for divorce. You hold on to your house. You keep the children in their present schools.
There's someone else, Dad.
Someone else?
Someone else entirely.
Third person.
Yeah.
What was that movie your mother and I liked so much? The Third Man?
It's not a man, Dad.
Not a man,
It's a woman.
a woman.
I've been living with a woman, Dad, and it's not working, and I don't know who I am, and I need to touch base. I want to come. I want to be here.
I think I'll get a repair. Would you like a repair? I'll take your glass. I'll go get us both repairs.
I'm all mixed up, Dad. I don't know who I am, and I've been seeing a crisis counselor, and I've taken a part-time job, and I've been jogging 2 hours a day, and none of it's working, Dad. I want to come home. I want to take my children to the park, lake, and to the zoo, and to the art gallery. I want to do all those things that you and Mother used to do with all of us. Oh, Dad, I want to start all over again, Dad. I just want to start all over again.
I made one for your mother. And I found the glass with the pheasant on it in the trash. Somebody broke it. So let's have a nice cocktail with your mother and see if we can get the children to sit quietly while we do it.
You don't want us here, do you, Dad?
Of course we do, darling. A week, 10 days, you're most welcome.
I can't go back, Dad.
Neither can I, sweetheart. Neither can I.
Good. Okay. So to me, what's happening here is you're both being too nice. Okay. So from your point of view, James, I see Jim as a non-listener. He does not listen. He only talks. He only talks. and I make this point in a couple of places. For example, where is this shit? Here it is. I saw Mimi Mott the other day. You know that thing, I took her aside and said, now, Mimi, tell me the truth. And it's just, there's no compassion in it. It's just a series of stories, He's just, he's never been somebody that, maybe when she was a little girl, and maybe this is what she's remembering. When she was a little girl, you used to sit down and you used to be like her hero and figured everything out for her, right? Maybe that's why this much more mature woman is coming back to you and asking childlike things. You can't really hear. I mean, here's another real good thing. Toward the end of it, you say, all right, now let's review the bidding, shall we? Right. Yeah. Do you plan? And it's literally like a series of questions. Well, let's review do you plan to marry this man? Mel, help me out. Do you plan to marry this man?
No.
You're not in love with him.
No, he's already married anyway.
And he's decided he's loved his wife.
No.
But you decided you don't love him.
Yes.
You see what I mean? I'm trying to simplify everything. I'm trying to say it's really nothing. Let's just go.
Right. He's not trying to figure anything out.
No,
he's just trying to, yeah.
Yeah. He said, well, then it seems to me the first thing you do is simplify things, and that's just, All right. So
yeah, I got you.
So that's what I want you to think of and work on in this character is I want you to make him a non-listener and a talker and a joker and a talker, somebody who's really not ready to engage. Mel, your character, and one more thing about Jim, right? I'd like a scotch, sweetheart, make it reasonably strong. You'll find the silver gizmo thing, you know what I mean? It's just,
just placing an order.
That's it. It's just placing an order. Mel. All right. I saw Mimi out there. Why? Right. Jim, why? Mel, I want you to be. It seems to me like you're playing plaintive all the way through. That you're, and what I want you to do is to be this sort of smart woman who is intellectually smart and emotionally immature. But she's coming and I want her to try to have the heart and heart talk that she has. I want her to always keep bringing him back to the point as opposed to always sort of like, oh, I need this, that, it doesn't sound like whining, but it's approaching it, if you know what I mean. I don't want you to be a whiner. I want you to you've been through some things. You've got kids, you've been married, you've done this. I think feels to me like you've got a graduate degree. He's probably, paid for all your schooling. I want you to be stronger and see where that takes it.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And constantly forcing him to be as strong as you need him to be for you. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then you just missed the point. Okay, James?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to go over it again because we really don't have time.
Sure.
But I think that's a good enough clue for both of you. Is there any other questions that you have on that?
No, that's really helpful for me.
Is it? Good.
Yeah.
Good. So like Meg, when you say I'm all mixed, it's not I'm all mixed up. It's I'm all mixed up, Dad. I'm all over the ballpark. I mean, from an intelligent point of view, not from a victim point of view. You're trying not to be the victim.
Okay.
Anyway, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. I don't want her to be weak. I want her to be.
I like it. I like that much better.
Okay, good. All right. All right, so let's see if we can get this last little one in with John. It's the funeral scene, funeral arrangements, right?
Yeah, Dick and Harvey.
Yeah, 81 to 85.
Thank you for holding book.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, here we go. So this is this is basically a conversation that the son doesn't even want to be having, you know. Did you ever have this conversation with your parents?
Oh, my mom, yeah, she planned her funeral for, 15 years.
Yeah, oh, really? And every time that it came up, you just didn't want to talk about it, didn't want to hear it, right?
Yeah, exactly. My dad, is always telling me how much money he's got, just so I know.
Okay.
And who's gonna get it? And yeah, exactly.
All right.
This is much more thoughtful.
Okay.
Wait a minute, what page are we on? I'm sorry.
I have 64.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 64.
Okay.
Okay, and this is narrow-minded Harvey. All right, here we go.
We'll talk in here. No one will disturb us. No, nobody comes near a dining room anymore. The thought of sitting down with a number of intelligent, attractive people to enjoy good food, well cooked and properly served, that apparently doesn't occur to people anymore. Nowadays, people eat in kitchens or in living rooms, standing around balancing their plates like jugglers. Soon they'll be eating in bathrooms. But why not? Simplify the process considerably.
Sit down somewhere, Pop.
I'll sit here. We can look out. There's a purple finch who comes to the feeder every evening, brings his young. Now, I want to go over my funeral with you.
Pop.
Sorry. Yeah.
Let's go back. Now I want to go over it because you pick that right up. And here we go.
Now, I want to go over my funeral with you.
Pop,
I want to do it. There are only a few more apples left in the barrel for me.
you've been saying that for years, Pop.
Well, this time it's true. So I want to go over this, please. You're my eldest son. I can't do it with anyone else. Your mother starts to cry, your brother isn't here, and your sister gets distracted. So concentrate, please, on my funeral.
All right.
And John, just a little. So concentrate, please,
Sure.
on my. Just a little bit more adamant on his desire here. Here we go. So concentrate, please.
Yeah, your mother starts to cry, your brother isn't here, and your sister gets distracted. So concentrate, please, on my funeral.
All right, Pop.
First, here's my obituary for both newspapers. I dictated it to Miss Kovac down at the office, and I've read it over twice, and it's what I want. It's thorough without being self-congratulatory. I mentioned my business career, my civic commitments, and of course, my family. I even touch on my recreational life. I give my lowest score in golf and the weight of the sailfish I caught off the Keys. The papers will want to cut both items, but don't you let them.
Okay, Pop.
I also want them to print this picture. It was taken when I was elected to chair the Symphony Drive. I think it'll do. I don't look too young to die, nor so old it won't make any difference.
All right, Pop.
Now, I want the funeral service announced at the end of the obituary and to occur 3 days later. That will give people time to postpone their trips and adjust their appointments. And I want it at 3:30 in the afternoon. This gives people time to digest their lunch and doesn't obligate us to feed them dinner. Notice I underline the word church. Mr. Fayerweather might try to squeeze the service into the chapel, but don't let him. I've lived in this city all my life and know a great many people, and I want everyone to have a seat and feel comfortable. If you see people milling around the door, go right up to them and find them a place, even if you have to use folding chairs. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Pop.
I've listed the following works to be played by Mrs. Manchester at the organ. There's Bach, there's Handel, there's Schubert. All lively, you'll notice. Nothing gloomy, nothing grim. I want the service to start promptly with a good rousing hymn, Onward Christian Soldiers. And then Fairyweather may make some brief remarks about my life and works. You plan to get up and speak, by the way?
Me?
You plan to say anything?
I hadn't thought, Pop.
Don't if you don't want to. There's nothing more uncomfortable than a reluctant or unwilling speaker. On the other hand, if you as my eldest son were to get on your feet and say a few words of farewell,
Of course I will, Pop.
good, then I'll write you in. Brief remarks by my son, Richard. Any idea what you might say?
No, Pop.
You won't make it sentimental, will you? Brad Hoffmeister's son got up the other day and made some very sentimental remarks about Brad. I didn't like it, and I don't think Brad would have liked it.
I won't get sentimental, Pop.
Good, good. On the other hand, you won't make any wisecracks, will you?
Oh, Pop.
You have that tendency, Dick. At Marcy's wedding and your brother's birthday, you got up and made some very flip remarks about all of us.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Pop.
Smart guy stuff. Too smart in my opinion. If you plan to get into that sort of thing, perhaps you better not say anything at all.
I won't make any cracks, Pop, I promise.
Thank you. Because you love us, don't you?
Yes, Pop.
You love us. You may live 1,000 miles away. You may have run off every summer. You may be a terrible letter writer, but you love us all just the same, don't you? You love me.
Oh, yeah, Pop. Yeah, really.
Fine. Now, at the graveside, just the family. I want to be buried beside my brothers and below my mother and father. Leave room for your mother to lie beside me. If she marries again, still leave room. She'll come back at the end.
All right, Pop.
Invite people back here after the burial. Stay close to your mother. She gets nervous at any kind of gathering and makes bad decisions. For example, don't let her serve any of the good beef eaters gin if people simply want to mix it with tonic water. And then when they're gone, sit with her. Stay in the house. Don't leave for a few days, please.
I promise, Pop.
And that's my funeral. I'm leaving you this room, you know. After your mother dies, the table and chairs go to you. It's the best thing I can leave you by far.
Thanks, Pop.
Now we'll rejoin your mother. I'll put this envelope in my safe deposit box on top of my will and the stock certificates. The key will be in my left bureau drawer. You didn't see the purple finch feeding its young.
Yes, I did, Pop.
You saw it while I was talking?
That's right.
Good. I'm glad you saw it.
I love this. Okay, just a couple of things. Harvey, old man, you won't make it sentimental, will you? You know, again, Brad Hoffmeyer's son got up the other day and made some very, in other words, that just happened. And I keenly remember. You got to remember it as that experience, right? John, I think you're almost there. I think there's just a little crustier edge, but not quite as crusty as that one other character, that one other guy that you play with, the Basili, right? Not totally off the end like him, but there's a lot of that in there, right? You see that, right?
Yeah.
And I think I think the key line for him is, I've lived in this city all my life. I know everything. I know everything and everybody. That's the key line for you. You have a line, James, after one of Harvey's long speeches. It's let's see, it's fair. It's like a page. His long speech starts with, "First, here's my obituary for both newspapers. I dictated it, right?"
Mm-hmm.
You see that? And at the end of it, he says, "The papers will want to cut items, but don't you let them." And there needs to be a little "oh my God" in that "okay, Pop." It's like, "Okay, Pop. Yeah, okay, yeah."
Oh.
Yeah, he says, "Oh my God, I just get, oh my God." There's so many things he wants to say, but he can't say them because Dad does all the talking here, and he just, I think this kid is smart enough to know, just say yes and let's get on with it and
Right.
let him
But
do
I
it.
got you.
Yep, exactly. If she marries again, does that to leave your mother from the side? If she marries again, they still leave room. I love that. What did I mean? Oh, okay, Harvey. Now we'll rejoin to put you on this. Oh yeah, this is another thing. Right at the end, Harvey. Now I'll rejoin your mother. I put this envelope in my safe deposit box. He's even telling him exactly where the envelope is going to be over in what, I mean, it's a real indicator of the sort of meticulous nature that this guy has. That the son, I'm sure, is completely the opposite of. He's not meticulous at all. He's not confident like his father. He's just stayed away from his father, I think, for a long time, and now he's having to do this.
He's probably going to lose the key.
He's probably going to lose the key. Yes, his
The
father's
safety deposit box.
Well, certainly Harvey believes that he's going to lose the key. Absolutely. Even though he gives him the key, I'm sure he's convinced of that. Listen, you guys, we got through a whole lot tonight, and not in the kind of detail that I would, but in enough detail to get you to the next place. Okay. So next week, what I want to do is you bring in any individual issues that you have or anything that you want to work on that's still viable. I want you to keep doing that. And then we will go over all the group stuff that we were supposed to go over last week when Eric wasn't here, right? The group singing, all the group scenes, everything that is not a duet or a 3-person scene, we will go over. So, but at the end of next week, we will have gone over the whole play, and now we will start constructing how it's going to happen once we've gone over all of it. Make sense?
Yeah. Can you email like those specific scenes that you're going to do, the crowd scenes or whatever?
I think if you look back I'll find the other email that I sent you before. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I got them all marked.
Okay.
Yeah,
James,
I probably don't have that email. So
all right. Well, I'll send it to everybody.
Okay.
So that you're all clear on what we're going to be doing. We'll be doing that kids scene again next week too. So we just sort of touched on it.
Peggy?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anything that involves you guys as an ensemble, as a group. That's really what, and I think everything else then will be taken care of, and we will start constructing the play once we've sort of, gone over and discussed character with each one of these scenes individually.
And so should I get together with James with, and rehearse?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. As soon
With
as you
all
get
the other scenes, yeah.
as much time as you guys want to spend is going to keep us ahead of the game if you want to do that.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Bill, there is a scene that I have that we haven't done.
Which is?
I'm trying to find it now. It's the brother and the sister talking about the furniture.
Oh, yeah. Who do you do that with?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Let's see.
I don't know who Arthur is.
What's the character's name?
Yeah.
The other character is Arthur.
Yeah,
Sally and
Sally and
Arthur on
Arthur.
page 10.
Arthur is Vasily.
Vasily. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we haven't done that one yet.
You know why? Because it's a scene where it starts out with 1 and then it's kind of like one. I call it 1, 3, A, B, C, and D. It's all one scene, but it changes in the context, and that will be on the list next week.
Okay.
That'll be the first thing that we do next week.
Okay.
I think it's a long scene. It goes from like my page 8 through my page 14. So it's a 6-page scene. It's a long scene. That's
Wow, no, it's not that long.
okay. All right. Yeah, but those are the kind of scenes. Those are the kind of scenes we'll do next week.
Okay.
All right. James, do you have any questions?
No, thanks for spending so much time with me tonight, and I'm happy to coordinate with everybody to
Great.
try and
Right.
put the work in.
Well, we're really glad to have you, and we think I think you did a great job tonight with all of
Yes,
this stuff.
Great,
Just
James.
really,
Oh,
really good.
Thanks.
As all of us, all our group did. Vasily, even though I don't see your face, you too, especially, and especially that scene with you and Cindy tonight was just really special. And as a teacher, those kind of things really make me feel great when I see people break out of where they were into a new space. And Cindy, that clearly happened with you tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just It took me a while to come down from it after we did the rehearsal, and I went, I want Bill to see this before it goes out the window.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
that's why I wrote you and I said, I want you to take a look.
Well, and I could see that, and I could feel that in the note as well. But the best thing is just watching it and watching you going beyond what you really imagined you can do is really the place that you should be, Cindy. That's what we've really learned about it, is that you always undercut yourself, and you should never undercut yourself because you have a really strong presence.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you prove that tonight. Good night, everyone. I love you
Good night,
all. I'll see you
everyone.
next
Good
week. Yep.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.